Welcome,
everyone.
Welcome to Game D&D. As you can tell, we're all super excited to be here.
Extremely.
And we haven't been going crazy trying to get things organized. So,
Absolutely.
As it do be sometimes.
does the DM want to introduce where we are?
Welcome, everyone, to the world of Theros, where we will begin our journey. You all are in a daze, and the smell of piss fills the air. The sound of water dripping around you. You lift up your heads, puddles of water, and as your eyes come to, you're surrounded by stone walls interlaid with wood structures and bars that are between you and any place else. You are in what appears to be some kind of jail cell.
Well, damn it, that wasn't a dream.
Maybe I can still pinch myself.
Nope, not. Nope, that's definitely not a dream.
I look around and try and figure out where everyone's situated. How are we organized?
Mick and Moxie are in a jail cell actually together, and you are in the one that is to the left across from them. But all that you see are just two shadowy figures. A little bit of light is coming in from a small window with bars that are around it.
Well, better meditate while I wait.
So, shot in the dark here, but thinking you're the demon that I was being told about.
Not sure whether or not demon applies, but I'm certainly going to be angry like one if I don't get out of here soon.
I hear that. Mick, by the way.
Moxie. Pleasure.
Demon.
As you hear those voices from across the room, they ring true inside your ear, Kai.
Do you know anything of the demon who was taken from the tavern earlier today? Yesterday, I suppose.
That would be me.
That would be what I heard about then.
Yup.
So
I was arrested by being present when you were taken.
Likewise. You mind telling us what exactly went down so that maybe we're a little better informed?
I got accused of trying to steal from somebody when I had no intention of doing any such thing.
I see.
They lied outright about their reason for arresting me, then accused me of dark magic, then accused me of murdering somebody or attempting to murder somebody. And I didn't do it.
Would that be the man whose fingers I saw flayed off?
They were not flayed. They were just no longer attached to his body via necrosis.
I mean, there was no skin on them.
Necrosis is the term you're looking for. They were not flayed. It just fell off, like when you cook a chicken a little too long and everything just falls off the bone. That's what it did.
May I ask where you come from? Because I'm from the Chillcliff region, and they seem to think I came here with you.
I'm from Far Peak, and clearly coming here to make a little bit of money was not a wise endeavor.
You're not kidding there.
You hear voices outside of There's 6 jail cells. You all are in 2 of these. And there's a large iron-barred door that separates you from the rest of this facility on the outside, and you hear some talking outside of there.
Who has the best ears? We should roll a listen. Spy.
Let's see if I can get close enough to the window to hear. If anything.
It would not be toward the window. It would be
Toward
from
Let's
toward
see
the
how far
door.
I can lean out of the bars. Oh, nope. I don't hear a dang thing.
You
I
must
just-
still be foggy from all that excitement earlier. However much earlier it was, kind of lost
I'm
track
also gonna
of
stop and
time.
listen. This might be worthwhile.
Oh, that's what you rolled. Okay. Kai is able to hear a couple of words there, speaking of demons and a conspiracy, it would seem.
All right. What about you there? The fellow in her cell. What's your name? Why are you here?
I'm McNick. I was picked up from the tavern in this godforsaken city. I woke up, I think. No, that's just what I was telling people. Took a portal out of Iron Falls, if you believe it.
I've seen stranger things happen the past week.
Don't
wish
guess
I
you can just
couldn't say the
reopen
same.
that portal to go back, can you?
It's not my portal. I was told about it. I wanted out of Iron Falls to just explore, get out. Living in the city is dreadful sometimes.
Well, listen, I am Kai Kaiden, and I recognize that you are here under false pretenses. Now, I'm hearing them talk of a conspiracy. I dare say they might do something foul to you, and I would be happy to help. Any false imprisoned escape. So, I feel we need to put our heads together and get out of here as quick as we can.
Sounds good, but I don't think we
See
should
that?
leave
Driving
her
it
either.
forward. Someone has to, right?
I don't
You
think
then
it's fair to
hear
leave her
the
here.
sound of keys rattling and opening the lock. The doors fling open, and a bright light shines in to the prison cells. And a large man that is clad in these black and brown robes with a sigil on his chest of two fists holding the roots of a tree walks in, clasping his sword at the side. All right. Now, it would seem as if we got ourselves all three of y'all.
For what purpose do you have us again?
You're a demon.
I am not a demon.
Listen, talking like that ain't gonna make me think that you're not no demon, okay? And as for the other two y'all, one of you was rooming right beside her.
That was a coincidence, as I said.
Coincidence. Don't be going throw around them big words trying to distract me, okay?
Mere
And as
happens.
for you, tiny man,
Tiny.
don't you think that we don't know about one, your sniff stick addiction coming out of the trades, and also how you were speaking about portals. That right there, that sounds like dark magics to me. And that ain't allowed here in Timbervale.
Then maybe go across from the tavern into that shack and dismantle it.
We already did.
Good.
And what you said was there, it weren't there.
There's a simple solution to this. If you don't want us in this town, allow us to leave.
Yeah.
We won't harm anyone.
Your trial is in 3 days' time with the mayor.
For what crime?
The crime of using dark magic and conspiring with forces of evil.
Sir, all
This
I've done
one
is
right
arrive
here,
in
this
town.
horned woman, she had some kind of book that we are still trying to figure out. We can't even touch the thing. You want to know why? Because the thing tore off our deputy's fingers, made him bleed from his nose and his mouth, and his eye is now leaning in a way that it ain't supposed to. just from touching a bug. Now you try and tell me that ain't no dark sorcery. Yeah, there ain't
Might
nothing
have a
that you
mind
can
of
say,
its
little
own.
lady. There ain't nothing that you can say to protect yourself this time. I tell you that right now. Now,
I
here's
only
the
got
thing.
here 2 days ago. I came here to play music, make money, and leave.
A
Clearly,
good
you picked the wrong
source
town.
tells us that you all had a completely different agenda.
Good
He's
source.
a
Yes,
very
because we
reputable
don't know each
man
other.
around the town. And he said that y'all were sneaking up on him
I'm sorry.
and
who?
you were conspiring.
The very terrifying man who visited the tavern that I then followed. I intended to ask him a couple of questions, but I was terrified of trying to approach him.
The man in
I
the
don't
black
know what kind
carriage.
of
I
terrifying
fled at the
man that
sight.
y'all are talking about. But
The man in the black carriage?
Yes. Very, very
I saw that
elderly
too.
man with an immense amount of power that I knew if I approached him incorrectly and did not show the amount of respect due him, he would kill me.
And I fled at the very sight of him.
Likewise.
did all three of you see this powerful man?
The woman in the woman who runs the tavern that I left saw him, and two of the bartenders also saw him. The entire tavern went quiet when he walked in.
I don't know of any man, but I know you were standing there next to the carriage whenever you arrested me.
That man that y'all were following, he is a renowned member of society here.
Again,
That's
I
the
was
tax
not
collector.
following anyone.
That is the tax collector. And of course, people are going to go quiet when they're around him because guess what? They don't want to give up their money. Okay? Now, I don't know what y'all think that you saw, but I know that you didn't see anything that was too off the walls. Everybody just pays their taxes and they move on. Okay?
So
I
why
simply
can't we
wanted
move
to
on?
ask him a question. I had one very simple question that I wanted to ask him, and I would have left him alone. I have no need to steal.
What question could have possibly asked?
I had possession of a book that I wanted to know what
Oh,
language
we
it was
know.
written in.
We know about your dark magic book and how it
I
takes
don't know what
people's
it
fingers
does.
off. It takes people's fingers off is what it does.
It took a
Then-
moron's fingers off because he couldn't open it correctly. I
do
opened
not
it
talk
think
just
about
you're
that
helping the
deputy that way.
situation. Clearly, arguing with this gentleman isn't helping anything.
No.
You then hear a voice from behind this man call over to him, and he turns around. All right, I'm needed up front. I'm gonna lock this cell again, and y'all just keep coming up with your fancy stories about your demon witchcraft and books and whatnot. Okay, that'll definitely keep you out of here. He then gives you a slight tip of his hat, and he walks out and locks the jail cell behind him.
I can see someone is neither married nor seeing someone and should.
Damn, son.
I don't understand.
This is what happens when you deal with backwater inbred idiots.
That's a very harsh choice of words. But clearly, this is pointless to debate with this gentleman to get us out of here. We have to take action into our own hands. What action that might be.
I'll
to
take
meditate
action
on.
into my own hands. I'm going to pray.
I was about to say the exact same thing. I sit down and spend about an hour long in prayer to the two deities that I tend to worship the most.
And I'm going to examine every square inch of the cell I'm in.
Roll a d20, Kai. The rest of you are praying, I'm assuming, correct?
Yes.
Oh, what?
Ow.
That had to have been a fluke.
You're frustrated right now.
I am frustrated, yes.
Kai, I'll allow you another roll because
Would it be possible
you're
to say
you're
I take
in this
20 on this
place.
one since we're kind of trapped here?
What do you want me to do? I'll let you turn your head and bump into a wall. I'll let
Or
you
in
roll
your
again.
frustration, you just turn and bang your head on the bar. Just
Would,
like,
would you allow me saying I take 20 since we're here all day, nothing else to do, on an investigation?
I mean, yeah, you're more than welcome to. Roll a d20 if you want to observe your surroundings again.
Yeah, there you
17.
go.
Okay.
What-
There is a small cot that is beside you, your bag of zucchinis that the guards did not take, and your there's really nothing else. There's a puddle of water, and there appears to be some kind of crack within the wall, like somebody had been trying to dig their way out.
Okay.
Do you want us to roll it all for the prayer?
Yes, please.
D100?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how that works?
Ooh. I am in the
Not
favor
bad.
of my deity. Ideally.
Okay. Kai, did you want to do anything while you were investigating?
Well, I'd like to examine this crack in the wall you were talking about a little further.
Okay, so you head over to the crack and you see that there is a small crack, like somebody had been digging or picking at it, and it looks very rough, as if it was maybe done with some kind of fashioned tool of some kind that somebody possibly made. There's bits of bone that's etched into the wall, just sticking out of it. You take off a piece of it, and you can tell that that's definitely bone.
Okay. I push and pull on the brick a little bit to see if it's loose, if they actually managed to make any progress.
It's slightly ajars.
Slightly ajars?
Yeah, it's slightly.
Oh, it moves a little.
Yeah, it moves a little bit.
So that seems like with enough force it would probably open, but that would also make a lot of noise. So I'm going to put a pin in that thought for the moment. I'm going to investigate my cot, see if there's anything under it, around it, in it.
Well, I like using real dice.
I prefer
So
to
do
use
I, but
real
no one
dice.
can see it.
Yeah.
Did anybody hear that?
Yes, we all did.
No.
Was that too loud?
The
I have a dice
DM,
tower
of course,
here
is
with
more
my
than
whole
will
setup.
Oh yeah.
more than welcome to roll his own dice hidden too.
So about 30 minutes. Kai, are you going to do anything further with that brick or no?
I might keep pressing on it, see if I can quietly get it to move. Otherwise, I don't want to risk the noise.
It still continues to kind of give a little bit, and then you start to hear something on the other side. And this is about after maybe 15 minutes of pushing on this and trying to get it to move. And then you
Okay.
hear, "You're trying to get in my cell."
That wasn't what I was hoping for.
You see like a mouth on the other side and an eye kind of looking in on you from this tiny little crevice like this, looking in on you.
Who are you?
Who am I? My name is Abdrak. Pleased to meet you.
I am Kai Caden, a monk from the Chillcliff region.
What brings you all in here?
By the sound of it, a lot of misunderstandings.
Hey,
And
look, everybody said that I had a little bit of misunderstanding, you know what I'm talking about? But still ended up in the same place.
I know nothing of your story, stranger, but the people in here were jailed under false pretenses, and I would like to help them. Do you know a way to escape? Or have any knowledge that could help us?
I mean, there's tons of people that have tried. I mean, we're all just pretty normal folk. We try and, dig our way out or, bribe our way out. There's not a whole lot that we can do. But from what I've been hearing, Y'all got some kind of power, don't you?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm but a simple monk. We have a halfling, and I'm not entirely certain what that lady is, but she claims to not be a demon or have special powers of her own, so I can't
Y'all
say.
got a demon with you?
That is a misunderstanding.
Hey, this has been a fun bit of conversation, but I'm not looking to get into anything demonic or anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and...
There's nothing demonic about us, especially... I don't know what to say at this point. I want to roll a diplomacy check because I'm not good at actually talking.
Okay. Hey, just keep rolling with it, man. Keep rolling with it. You were doing fine. Just whatever. Think of this conversation as an actual conversation that you would have with a person if you were trying to get out of jail.
You can add like plus X for your bonus when you're hitting the roll command, right?
Sure, but I don't know what the bonus for diplomacy is.
It's a charisma bonus.
I do not have one.
You have a 10 charisma.
11.
That didn't work. Oh, no, it did. It
Ah.
just took its time.
Bless you. I have a +5 bonus to my charisma,
So who's trying to talk more with this guy? Because the only one close enough is Kai at the
Exactly,
current
yeah.
point in time.
Well,
No, not
Unless
me.
y'all are wanting to yell across the room.
I'm
No.
going to come over. I'm going to come over to the bars and speak to them directly and let them know that there is a loose brick in my cell, and through it I can hear someone on the other side. Fuck! I've forgotten his name. I tell them his name, haha, in character, and I mean, basically, I'm just sharing all the information that developed. I have no idea how to pursue this further.
So are you trying to tell an officer this?
No, these two, them.
Oh, okay.
Of course, not an officer.
Hey, I didn't know you didn't specify.
Well, it was my understanding that we've been left alone in this region. And
You have been.
unsupervised.
You have been.
So why would
Unless there are others that are with you all.
Are there any other people in the cells in our space?
There is one other, yes.
I'm going to...
He is the cell adjacent to Kai's. Just...
one over.
Am I right?
Apparently
Yeah.
my vision is very, very blurry because I can't tell what the heck it is, just that there's something there.
A fox-like individual, kind of, is being able to be seen. He's got tattered clothes on, and he's an anthropomorphic fox-like
Is it
person.
like the fox that spoke to me on the street?
Yes.
Can't quite see him well enough to determine if it's the same one.
What you
That's a
seeing over there?
I think they're called Kitsune. Fox person.
I'm gonna take a look.
Sounds right.
Well, they're shaped like foxes.
I got a 9.
Only marginally better than me.
What are you trying to decipher, McNick?
I went over to Moxie and asked what she was seeing, and she described that it was potentially a kitsune, so I wanted to get a closer look.
It is a kitsune. You all do glean that information.
Are the walls of my cell bars or solid stone? Like, do I have direct line?
To
of
your
sight?
sides, to your sides, they're solid stone. In front of you are bars that are relatively put together, kind of this far apart,
So
and
I wouldn't have
about
line of sight. Okay.
and about this thickness of my wrist.
Goodness.
Thick bars.
Well, yeah, you can't have someone with exceptionally high strength just bending the bars.
Everybody roll a d20 plus your constitution
Oh, that's joyous.
for me, please.
That's a 12. The dice don't like me.
Wow.
Oh!
Oof.
It'd help if I actually type roll.
Oh boy.
After about
We're doing great, guys.
30 minutes going by of you all, looking around and doing all of this, there's a commotion that can be heard from the outside bars on the other side. And the fox person just kind of grabs his knees and starts going like this. Oh, I should not have been here. It's all a misunderstanding.
Oh no. I recognize the voice. And oh no.
Do you know something?
Micknick, the
That poor
voice.
soul is in here because of me.
Micknick, the voice also sounds familiar to you as well.
I thought so. Sounds like you're here for the same reason we are.
Which is no reason at all by the sound of it.
Who's there?
Hi, I'm Micknick, a halfling.
Didn't I see you before?
Yes.
And you? Girl with the horns.
Yes, I'm in here too.
You all got me thrown in here.
Yes, unfortunately. And in my case, for no other reason other than I look funny.
Well, guess what?
We're all going to die.
Foxkin are not that kindly taken to these individuals in this part of town. Unfortunately, I am not from the bottom of the tree, so I don't have the best standing here in Timbervale, and speaking with you all and getting involved with you has put me in a right foul predicament.
If
They
it's any
think that
consolation,
I practice dark sorcery. They
if it's
took
any
my books.
consolation,
They took my scrolls. They took everything.
he likes to talk.
Yes, I do.
If
Thank
it's
you.
any consolation, I was arrested for merely being present. I've had no interaction with them either.
Same.
We're all here under false pretenses, and I think we should cooperate.
I think it's
You all
only
shouldn't
beneficial.
have messed with the tax collector in the first place.
It's
As
our
I said,
first time being
didn't.
in this lovely town, and we didn't know better. A simple
You
slap
then
on the wrist
hear-
and we wouldn't pay bothered.
You then hear voices starting to get louder as they approach the double doors.
Here we
Oh
fucking
boy, here we
go.
go again. Let's see.
The door unlocks and the bright light shines through again. You all are having to squint and your eyes start adjusting, and you can see that there are 6 cells, and you see the kitsune just in the corner looking angry and scared at the same time. And then you also see a large shadow that is being cast from the light, looking very proper.
Oh no, here we go.
It's been 3 days
And-
already.
What?
I said, has it been 3 days already?
No, it's been about 35 minutes since you all were praying.
Joy.
And coming in through the doorway and into the light, you can see a large, very well-dressed individual with long black flowing robes with white intertwined with the colors red and gold that are adorning this individual. And he has a large cane that he is holding in his hand, and it, with each step, is slamming onto the stone. And you can see that this is a very tall individual, about 8'2", that is standing here. And following toe behind him are two officers. One of them being the one that was speaking to you all earlier, and then another younger individual with a small goatee. I would greatly appreciate it, officers, if you would release these individuals for me. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. If that is your wish. All right. The two guards go to each of your cells and unlock them and open them. Y'all are free to go.
Thank you.
What of the kitsune?
The fox is not who I came here for.
Yes, but he was arrested under false pretenses.
I do not wish to hear any more talk of the individuals that are not the three of you.
He is in here because of assumed association with those two.
I think we should go
We
and
are
revisit
grateful.
the subject.
To be out of here.
If it means so much to the three of you, how badly do you wish the fox to leave his imprisonment?
I've dedicated my life to protecting people. If I can save one soul, it will have been worth it.
Do the two of you agree with the monk?
Sure.
Yes.
Release the fox as well. Yes, sir. He turns away from the tall man and goes over and opens the kitsune's cell. And he nervously kind of jitters and skitters forward a bit. Do you mean that I can leave? Yes.
Go.
Get out now. Thank you. Thank you, Your Highness. I will kindly take my leave.
I
And then
suggest you hush and run.
He jitters out of here and he heads up toward the front. Leave
Thank you for your graciousness.
me and these three for a moment. The two guards turn away from him and shut the door.
Thank you for your graciousness. What may we call you?
You may address me as Mikage Sujaro.
Thank you.
I am the Mikage, and I hold a great amount of power here. The three of you have been causing quite a disturbance in Timbervale.
All on accident.
It
And
was
we're
not
perfectly
intended.
happy to leave. We're perfectly happy to leave.
Silence. I did not say that this was a bad thing, did I? The light kind of hits his face as you see extremely pale features and an angular chin with a beard that comes to a point down to here. You then also see that when he opens his mouth in the light, you can see two slightly large fangs. Now, I have given you your freedom. Are you willing to pay back my kindness?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It would only be fair. It would only be just.
Very well. Come with me.
I follow
He
willingly.
turns around and his cloak billows with his swift movements as you hear his cane hitting the stone with a very heavy hint to it.
Do you suppose this is the tax collector?
No.
No? I thought
No.
it was.
No. The tax collector was very, very different looking than this man.
The door cells open, the doors to the jail cell, and the light is hitting you all again, and you've been stuck in this place for about a day and a half. And everything's kind of sort of coming back to you with your vision, and you see along the walls of where Moxie was interrogated, the blood is still caked onto the walls of the hallway, and you see a woman that is sitting there trying to clean it off, and she's still.
You poor soul.
Oi, what you looking at? Keep on moving.
Do I get my staff back?
I'm sure you can.
The large,
No, out of
large
character.
man.
Out of character. Do I get my staff back?
Well, why don't you ask in character?
Okay. May I have my staff back, please?
Are there things that you all came with
Yes.
that you would like back in your possession?
Yes, indeed, please.
If it pleases you.
My staff is all they took from me.
Very well. Give them their belongings back to them. Everything. The man that was talking to you all earlier in your jail cell, he comes back holding a large bag. All right, here's here's all your stuff. And he hands it off to one of you. Who's gonna take the bag?
I'll be honest, I was expecting him to say, "Get your shit and get out." I will quietly take my staff and the other things that he's holding and pass them along.
So you open the bag and each one of you grabs out your belongings. You now have everything that was taken from you back. I am going to leave with these three now. See that the kitsune is paid appropriately for this indiscretion. And one more thing, Captain. Do not let this happen again. Yes, sir. We'll treat these fine folks with respect. Licking his lips with a distaste.
Very disdainful.
With a very, very distasteful look.
Thank you for your
Eyeballing
patience.
the three of you.
Thank you for your patience and kindness, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm just holding my book. It's like no one's taking this from me again.
And I'm going to move on.
All three of them, like,
Kill him with kindness, right?
Yes.
The captain and some of his other officers all smile at you and they're gritting their teeth. Have a nice day.
You as well. Thank you.
Thanks for letting us stay in your cell.
Don't push it.
You then see one of the other officers in the back kind of, he like laughs when you all say that, and the other commanding officer turns around and gives him a glare. The doors to the office now open, and you are outside, and you are back in Timbervale, which is this very autumnal place with these lush trees that surround all of the houses and all of the shops, with these rich, vibrant reds and browns with yellows and greens, and the leaves are falling. And from where you began each of your journeys before you were imprisoned, that slum part of town that you were in, this part of town is very rich and vibrant, and the smells are of fresh fruits and vegetables and pies and all of these different things. And you have a very clear vision of that giant tree. This giant tree sits in the middle of town with houses that spiral up it. Welcome back into the real world. Would you all wish to accompany me to where we will speak a bit more privately?
Absolutely.
Lead the way.
With a wave of his hand, you see a black carriage that appears, and it has large spines that curl upward into lanterns that glow an iridescent red.
This.
This is the same carriage from in front of the tavern.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
You then hear a loud screech that comes from the skies as a large unfurled shadow is cast over top of you all, and no one is seeming to pay attention to it. All of the other townsfolk are going their own way. There's about 15 people that are darting back and forth between you all, and this man just stands very upright and looking forward, looking at this carriage and this extremely large 30-foot wingspan bat-like creature lands on top of the carriage with its large talons grasping the sides. As it adjusts its wings and looks over at you all, it unfurls its mouth, which is huge, with these large fangs and this long tongue dripping with slime or saliva, and it starts striking at you all, and he only lifts up a finger, and it kind of gets this puppy dog look on its face and looks forward as it's clasping the sides of the carriage.
Magnificent.
This will be our ride.
Very well.
The carriage or the creature?
The carriage.
With a wave of his finger, the doors to the carriage fling open, and the creature kind of adjusts its wings. You may enter.
Very well.
Climb in.
Yep.
As you get inside the carriage, you notice how rich the interior is, with a very vibrant red velvet seating to it. And on the inside, there are not lanterns, but what seem to be floating balls of energy light. There are 3 of them that are suspended in the air on the top of the carriage that are just continually going in a circular motion, never missing a beat. And there is
wisps.
more than enough room for all of you. And you see what appears to be another bag that is already in there, like a throw around kind of a sack.
Okay.
I could get quite
Okay.
comfy in this.
I distrust
I'm afraid
such
I'm going to
lavish
stain the seating.
surroundings.
I'm just afraid I'm going to ruin the velvet.
The large entity gets inside and he sits down, and now you get a closer look at his features. And not only does he have a very intricate cloak and some kind of tunic that is on with those black and white with the red and the gold that is throughout the entirety of his outfit, but you notice that his collar comes out to points right here, and they curl ever so slightly. And of course you can see the beard that I was speaking about earlier, but you also notice that his eyes, the iris, they're very, very red, and he has pointed ears and kind of like a slicked back hair with slight balding around the front. And also extremely long fingernails wrapped around his cane.
Would this is the person that I saw previously, isn't it?
No.
No?
Sounds like it.
No, actually, I know the difference now. The man that I saw before was not nearly as tall and did not walk with a cane. He did not, in fact, walk, period. He floated.
I didn't get that close of you.
He he moved straight past me. Is there a roll that I would need to make to discern his race? Or
Yes,
is
roll a
it quite...
d20 for me on an intelligence check.
Oh, goodness. Why did I not spec into intelligence?
Would my religious training play into recognition?
Not
that
so
is
much. You've not really come across very many of these creatures in your studies, Kai.
That is a 17.
You glean that this is some kind of very powerful vampire.
No wonder I'm not so terrified.
Funny thing, I was thinking vampire. Or
I
demon.
had a feeling it was one of two things I could think of off the top of my head, but only one really made any sense. And it was vampire, because of the fangs.
I'll be honest, I don't know D&D
You are
creatures that much.
being very quiet. Do I scare you?
I wouldn't say you scare us. It's more just very new.
I have no fear of what I do not know. I only wish to learn what you want with us.
I am very familiar with many kinds of people. You do not frighten me.
I am aware, tiefling, from where you hail. As well as the other two, I know exactly where you come from.
Then you must have a very important purpose for removing us from the jail.
I do. You all will be most helpful to my cause, if you so choose.
And
to
what cause would
assist
that be?
me. You will see once we get to our destination.
Is this not private enough to talk?
No.
No, the walls have ears everywhere.
Saw that in the jail.
Monk.
My name is Kai.
Cliff is from where you hail. Am I correct?
Yes.
And the individuals that you trained with, did they speak of the land that you found yourself in?
Not often.
You will learn soon enough of where you were from. Small one, you are from the city that has no entrance. The Iron Falls, am I correct?
That would be correct, yes.
How, may I ask, did you leave the city?
There was a portal I was told about in an alley, and probably rather stupidly I decided to take it. Ended up in a cottage right across from the tavern in the... Oh.
I find this interesting. And you, tiefling, you hail from the land in which the magics that are not spoken breathe word. Am I correct?
Indeed.
Far Peak is very much a place that I have visited in my many years. I know a great deal of people from that region. You all look outside of your window, and it's as if no time has passed at all, as you are very high up in the air, and you see those large bat wings just going, and they're flapping, and you see lightning striking as if you are in some kind of storm, but you are not jostling back and forth. You are very much in a very comfortable state of flight.
It would
And
appear our ride
just-
was both beast and carriage.
Just ever so slightly, you start to make out something in the distance. And it is an extremely large Gothic citadel that is upon these cliff tops that dip into the ocean. And it has the same intricate structure as the carriage does. Those spiraling thorn-like horns that are going completely up the citadel's structure. And as you start to arrive closer, it has a lot of the same characteristics as the carriage did itself. There's those lanterns that are kind of up the side of it with those iridescent red and orange glows to them. And you finally arrive kind of at the midpoint of the citadel, toward the top. And you're on this very intricate landing pad structure. And then the doors fling open. Welcome to my humble abode. As the doors, these massive 20-foot high doors, just open, and you can hear the steel and the iron with the force, but nothing is pulling it. Just completely opens. You may enter.
Do you say I am enraptured with the giant work of art I'm walking into is an understatement.
As you all start to follow Toe behind him, he stops walking and starts floating around. And he just does this with his cane and lets go of it. And you see the cane shoot up toward the rafters in the ceiling and interlocks. And up on the ceiling, you see nothing but what look to be swords and canes of all different kinds that line the ceiling in this very long hallway with this red carpet that goes out, and the floors and the walls and these pillars are all this ivory marble-esque kind of color with the white hues going into these blacks, and there's this iridescent red glow that goes through the cracks along them. And another large door starts to open, and as you enter, you see 3 massive paintings that are on the sides, and they are of 3 women, each of different age brackets. You see one that looks very young, seemingly to be around maybe 12 years old, the other around 18, and the other one around 28. And they are all of the same kind of stature, looking very elegant and regal with the same attire as the man that has that you all are following. And you enter a room that is large, that has all of those paintings, and then you see one larger painting that is behind a throne, and the throne has that same kind of thorn-like style, except it looks kind of like a hand with the spines wrapping up around it, and it is there's like a thumb looking structure that comes out, and he sits and he places his hand on it as he slunks into it, and you can tell that the giant framed picture, the painted picture behind him, is of himself. Welcome to my chambers. We can now speak with no interruption.
This is immaculate.
Thank you. He then looks up as you hear from all around up in the rafters, and he snaps his fingers, and you see a swarm of these bat-like creatures that just start coming around and going around the room, and one of them lands on his shoulder, and the others fly out of a window. And the one on his shoulder, he starts to kind of do this to it, and you see a large, only one eye open on this bat-like creature, and its gaze is just all that you can focus in on. It's this one large, massive eye and this smaller mouth that has these little fangs as it's, kind of perched on top of his shoulder. I will now answer any questions that you have for me.
What did you want with us? What is our task?
Right down to it, I see. Very well. Business we shall speak about in that case. There is something that has gone missing from my possession. I wish to have it back. It is a stone that was stolen from me.
Okay.
With your influence, how could we possibly be more effective at retrieving it than yourself?
You all seem to be quite precarious. You all have talents that I have heard of from a small, studious individual that saw all of you interacting within the town. I have sent this individual off to do some research for myself. You will be reunited with him in due course. But until then, I believe that your individual talents will be very useful to me.
That's entirely fair.
I can't imagine who he's talking about. I've never interacted with either of you before. But you rescued us, and so, as you
You all are so young, so fresh with your own selves that you know not of what you are capable of yet. However, I see great potential in each of you. If you do this for me, you will be rewarded in kindness. And I will help you with whatever endeavors you wish to pursue in due course.
Very well.
I will now answer any questions pertaining to the topic that we have discussed.
The stone. Where might we begin searching?
There is a village not too far from Timberdale. I would like you to start there and see what information that you can find. Basenham is where you will begin.
I don't
Go
recognize
there.
that name.
What?
I don't recognize that name.
You have never been there.
I've been nowhere but my monastery near Chilcliff.
This will be an interesting thing for you, monk. To go to places and speak with people in which you have never done so before. You will have to adapt. And
It's
you will
certainly
have...
been interesting so far.
I am glad that you are getting this experience. You all will do this for me, yes?
Yes,
Of
we
course.
will.
Yes.
The stone of e-glass is what you will retrieve for me. It holds a great power, and I wish to keep it out of the hands of those that would use it for more nefarious purposes.
Understandable.
Might I ask what that power pertains to?
325 years ago, I got the stone of e-glass from a very powerful individual that was trying to take down these realms. The power that lies within it is that could change the very fabric of the world that we step on every day.
Sounds significant.
It is. And right now, it is in the hands of someone that does not understand what they possess.
And could very well use it in a very unintelligent fashion.
Correct, young tiefling.
We will do our
Have
best
you
to
a name
recover it.
where we can begin?
For the town, or
The person.
for the which one?
For the person who took it.
Yes. There is a name. However, I do not know if they are alive. But you may check with Danon first. Danon could possibly help you.
Yes, I'm writing this down.
As you should. Now, do you have any more questions for me?
I nervously fidget with the book that I've been holding, unsure of whether I should ask.
I don't think you'll find a better place to get your answers.
He kind of leans in. You're not saying much, tiefling. I sense a
Because I have
question that brews within your mind.
I'm uncertain whether or not I should still be carrying this book with me, knowing what it's done to someone who tried to open it. I know one letter out of this entire book, and I do not know what it does.
Speak the letter for me.
I believe the letter in common is E.
As you tried to say the letter E, it just comes out as complete gibberish. Child, you are not making very much sense. Speak again and plainly.
I tried to speak common, it wouldn't come out.
I feel he means don't say it in common. In the origin language.
I don't know the original language.
This is quite peculiar. What did you get this language from, child?
I opened the book and I tried to use it, and the only thing that happened was I saw one symbol, and then nothing else happened, and the book slammed itself shut and locked itself.
Is that the book in your hand?
Yes,
May I?
please.
The book floats in the air over to him as he does this. And he twirls it around as it floats in a 360 degrees around him. This is a very curious book. May I ask where you got it from?
A stranger gave it to me in the middle of the night. For what purpose, I don't know. I was simply
Oh.
handed it, and they left, and I have had many questions since.
The book still spins as he moves in his chair. He opens the door with a wave of his fingers, and 3 individuals with their eyes kind of sunken in, human in their looks, and slightly
Alive but mummified?
alive, but their skin is barely hanging on. However, you can tell that these were once young individuals. Their nails are kind of long and unkept, and they approach. Yes, master. I wish for you to check my library and do all of the research that you can on this book. We will do as you say, master. They then turn and shamble out. Do you mind if I keep this book here in my citadel?
I have no use for it.
Very well. It shall be researched to the fullest potential. Any further questions? Halfling, do you have anything to say?
In the same vein as that book, I'm wondering if you recognize this piece of metal.
Show it to me.
I pull it out and present it to him.
It floats over to him and he does the same. This metal I have not seen in a very long time. The individual that I could think of that would know its origin is in a faraway realm. I will research it for you if you deem it.
Absolutely.
May I keep it here in the citadel for research?
Yes.
Very well. It floats beside the book. Do you all possess any other charms or things that you do not understand?
Well, since this seems to be where the conversation is going, I do have this bracelet the chieftain of the Tolmac Albert riders gave me. He's a good friend. And when I was banished from my monastery, he gave it to me. He said he feels there's something significant to it. But he doesn't know what. It's just been handed down with their tribe for decades. To what purpose, they don't know. And he felt it right to pass it to me.
He unfurls his hand. May I?
You may.
It floats over to him. And then he does this with his finger. And another book starts to come from behind you all. And it's gilded in white wood and gold filigree is all around it. And it is bound and clasped with a gold metal lock. And it floats right to your alls. There was another individual that came to me and possessed this book as well. It is curious how you all have come across such interesting and unique finds that I have not seen before. I will do my research to see what I can glean. However, I need the Stone of Eglass returned to me in due course.
Absolutely.
Very well.
I will provide you with any provisions that you need.
I do have one further question.
You may ask it.
Coming and going to and from here, exactly how is that going to work?
You will borrow one of my skyships.
Very well.
It is a small glider type that I have been working on, and I will have one of my servants drive you to the appropriate destination. Will that suit you?
Absolutely.
Very good. You may go if you do not desire anything else.
You guys good? I'm good.
Well, it might be nice to rest in not a prison cell before we get moving.
Yeah, do you mind if we, take a night here?
I do not see any problems with that.
Excellent. Excellent.
I will have my servants show you 2 quarters in which you may get rest if you so desire. Will there be anything further?
Do not believe so.
You have been more than gracious, sir.
He nods, and he leans back in his chair as the 4 precarious, magical-looking items surround his vision. He just sits there and stares at them, and a voice can be heard from behind you all, almost a childlike voice, and it's a female's voice. It speaks. You can follow me if you would like.
Okay.
And you turn around and you see a young, almost 12-year-old looking girl with fangs and the same skin tone and everything.
Like one of the paintings previous.
Correct. Follow me.
Something makes me
All
think
right, then
that
I
is
will.
his youngest.
She is clad in this almost kimono-like robe that is gilded in the same colors as the Mikage's. This is where you will be sleeping.
Thank you.
Each of you may choose your own room. Can I help you with anything else?
I think that
No,
will
thank
be
you.
fine. Yeah, thank you very
We
much.
have everything.
She bows, and she starts going down the hallway.
First door on the left.
You're very quiet, halfling.
Been through a lot. I don't quite understand it all. I know I mentioned that city life got dreadful, but... Damn.
But you
Out
didn't
of-
imagine this was going to happen.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh,
Can
okay.
you tell Mom?
DM clocking out for a sec.
Well, no,
That's
I'm still right here. There's somebody that's trying to access the stream that can't open the link for some reason.
Gotcha.
Should be game_official_Twitch.
Can you shoot me the link? Because I sent that
Yes.
exact one from our Discord, but it didn't. I must have not done the proper one, I guess.
All right. Well,
We just got another viewer. Hello, viewer.
hello.
Hello.
So, rest for the night. I will go straight into, I suppose, the second room. Actually, no, I'll take a space away
Away
from
from
the
the
tiefling.
demon-looking thing.
I will take a room with a gap in between me and the
I
tiefling.
don't mind getting the room next to the tiefling.
There's about 20 rooms that are down that hallway. So,
While I am quite used to the cloistered life, I see no reason to distance myself from
Everything.
the new companions I seem to have found forced upon myself.
I
As
find
you
it
all enter,
fascinating.
who is entering one of the rooms first?
Me.
Okay. As you enter your room, it is a different tone shift. It's very Victorian looking on the inside. It has a lot of furs and these beautiful tapestries that drape the walls and around the window, and the curtains are pulled back ever so slightly to you being able to view the outside perspective.
What does the outside perspective look like?
You are looking outside the window, and you can see that the storm has kind of calmed down, and there are bats that are flying around the castle at all times, it would seem. And you can see that from where you are, you see a sharp cliff ledge that dips down into what appears to be a very turbulent ocean.
Well, at least I have the ocean view. That is perfectly acceptable.
Who goes into the next room?
I do.
You go into your room, and it is the same but different. Instead of furs, you see that there are animals that are taxidermied that are around the entirety of the room. The drapes are pulled in the same fashion with a very similar view.
Instead of going down the hall, I'll go across the hall from them. Keep us as
Going
close as we
across the
can.
hall, and you open the door to your room, and the door won't open.
Interesting.
But upon your door, there is what seems to be some kind of wooden face etched into it that is what looks like some kind of owl bat mix.
Owl bat mix. Interesting. Does it have a
Intriguing.
keyhole?
Hmm?
Does it have a keyhole that I could look through?
Nope.
All right,
There's not
then
even a door handle.
Well, then I suppose I'll move on to the next door.
The wooden thing opens its eyes.
Oh. Hello.
The wooden carving starts to come out of the wood, and it stretches downward and then curls over and looks at you. Are you wishing to come in?
I was seeking a place to spend the night.
What's the password?
Ah,
Please?
Do you wish that to be your password?
Well, I suppose so.
Password? It
Please?
curls around you again and is looking at you directly in the face. Password?
Please open.
It slinks back very quickly, back into the door. Its eyes close and the door opens.
Okay. Before going in, I look to see what is through the door.
wise.
On the opposite side, you see what appears to be a normal living quarters. Instead of the Victorian style, it's very Gothic looking on the inside, and there's a lot of velvet tapestries that are draped around this entire place. And instead of taxidermied things, there appear to be things in jars that are floating.
Preserved things.
Correct.
Door, are you still listening?
The neck stretches out of the door again. Yeah.
May I ask you a question or two?
Of course.
Is this room taken?
No. You may use it if you want to.
Will I have to ask you to leave?
I am nowhere. It slowly slinks back into the doorway and closes back its eyes.
Interesting. I look on the other side of the door to see if there's a normal handle.
There's absolutely there's a handle on the other side of it, on the inside. And you can't see anything on the rest of the door. It's just a solid thing of wood and metal.
Congratulations, you have the most interactive guest room.
Well, let's see. Village in the trees, arrested for being near a demon, rescued by a vampire, castle in a storm, flown to a castle in a storm, and now talking door. Not the strangest thing I've seen today. And I walk in and I set my stuff down.
Do you all decide to take a long rest now? Or
Yes.
are you wanting to do anything further?
I think a long
I'm
rest
not
would
about
be.
to go exploring a vampire's citadel without permission.
Yeah, same.
I do not feel like
Okay.
we've gotten such permission. So yeah, I'm just going to rest as we were.
I'm even uncomfortable searching the room that I'm in without permission.
So everybody agrees a long rest?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you take a long rest, and as you are sleeping, in through the curtains, there's a blinding light that starts to wake you up, and your eyes start to come to and focus on the surroundings of your room again. And groggily,
5 more minutes.
you bring yourself awake.
All right. I guess I'll get up.
Oh, sunlight, why must you exist? I despise you.
I could go for some coffee right about now.
A knock comes on all of your doors at the same exact time.
Come in.
Enter.
Door?
At the
Who
same
is it?
exact time, the doors all open on each of yours, and there are 3
So
women
much for a password, right?
of different ages that are standing in front.
Well, I imagine you wouldn't need a password.
If
Recognize
you would
you
follow
from your
us.
portrait.
Breakfast is prepared.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll be there.
The
Okay.
3 women then turn down the hallway, and walking at the same exact pace, they start to go down.
Then I guess I will grab my stuff and hurry after.
I follow
Yep.
as well.
You arrive at a very large table. This thing is probably 15 feet long, and it is just filled to the brim, like Harry Potter style, walking into the Great Hall. Tons of food
Oh
just
my goodness.
lining the table. Anything that you could possibly think of is probably on this table.
Wow.
Waste not, want not.
I have
Time to
I have
dig
heard
in.
of demon lords having things like this, but it's never this pretty.
I do not hesitate and immediately start digging in on
The
one of the
halfling,
tables.
of course. The halfling just jumps into the food.
With a absolute rumble in your stomach, you start to gorge on pieces of turkey and grapes that are still on the vine, and you're just filling your mouth.
I'm going to grab 2 biscuits, an apple, and a bit of gravy.
I just
Can I see him? Can I see the monk as he does that?
Huh?
Can I see the monk as he does that?
Absolutely, yes.
Dude, you don't know when you're next going to eat. Chow down.
This is enough for 3 days for me.
And how
Whatever,
are
man.
you alive?
More for me.
Mastery over one's body.
I'm not Roger.
Clearly
Don't
something
eat
Food
you
is
What is
know.
dripping
that?
from your mouth.
Rude.
Food is dripping from his mouth as he says this.
Clearly
is
something
that?
you know little about.
I
You
eat
then
more than
see-
the rest
amazing.
of the halfling.
You then see an apple start to levitate off the table. It goes into the hand of the Mikage as he looks at it. Have you all been well rested?
Very well,
Yes.
thank you, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Very good.
Do doors normally talk around here?
There are many things about my citadel that are alive, one might say.
Interesting.
Many years of procuring objects have given me very interesting results. He throws the apple behind him, and you just see a very quick shadow go and take the apple out of the air.
Well, I suppose when circumstances aren't so pressing, I should like to explore this place with your permission.
If you so desire, I will allow it. The lower floor corridors, however, are off limit.
Very well.
I shall remember that
Fair.
when
Fair.
we return.
Very
For now, I
good.
believe we should head out to search for this stone of yours.
My daughters will feast when you are out of the room.
Very well.
He then
Yes.
snaps his fingers, and you see 3 people walk in and sit at the table. They are just staring forward.
You don't suppose they mean to feast on
Don't
them?
ask. Don't ask. Do not ask questions. Not those kind. It's
Let's
rude.
not keep them waiting, and we'll take our ride out now.
Tiefling,
Yes.
halfling, you're okay with this?
Let's move
Culture.
on.
Respect the culture. Let's go.
I don't like this.
Respect the culture
Understood.
and stop
Let's
thinking about
take
it.
our
Let's
ride
go.
out now.
Monk, you seem disturbed. Do I glean this from you?
When I left my monastery, I took an oath to help every human that I could find, every person that I could who needed
These people have given their assistance to me by allowing my daughters to have but a taste of the elixir of life.
it. You're telling me that they are here voluntarily.
Yeah. Rinka, the youngest girl, comes in. Yes, father. Do you wish to show the monk how we feast here?
That will not be necessary.
She then
You
bows.
have been a gracious host, and I respect what you say is true. And despite my misgivings, you have my trust.
Very well. Your carriage awaits outside.
Just sidebar, stepping out of character here. Sorry, guys. Kai could not just walk away from that.
No,
Right.
it's
No, and we
totally
responded
fine.
in kind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make
That's why we were saying no, shush. It's cultural. Leave it alone. It's fine.
just making sure we're on the same page here. I'm not trying to
Absolutely.
derail things, I swear.
Absolutely no.
Hey,
I wasn't
Kai,
trying to push.
you're playing the game correctly. That's what I
Exactly.
want to
Playing
see.
correctly.
You're playing the game right. You're playing to your character. Keep on keeping on. You're not doing anything wrong, buddy.
Sweet. Back in.
Right, let's go.
The 3 daughters stand at the side, just looking into the room. as you all pass right by them.
Pleasure meeting you all.
They don't say anything
Of
as
course not.
you pass them.
The youngest is so adorable, though. I can just imagine her in my mind, and she's a doll.
He then, as you all are leaving, you look behind you, and he does this. And like a flash of light, the three girls are not seen in the hallway anymore. And you just hear, like, jostling around the table as you start walking down the hallway.
I'm going to strategically roll not to listen.
You
I
then
have
come.
heard far stranger things.
You then come to that same pad that you arrived on the Citadel. And as you get there, you see this gothic-looking, kind of like a boat, but it has these mechanical bat-like wings attached to them. And there is a very emaciated-looking man that has a sickle on his back that is sitting in the cockpit.
All right. The three of you are wanting to leave, correct?
To
Yes.
fulfill the quest that has been put upon us, yes.
All right. Hop on in.
Very well.
Do either of
I'm
you-
getting a very Ferryman of the Dead vibe as I step in.
Do either
Base
of you
and
remember where
ham.
we're actually going?
Base and Ham, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Then that is your destination. Let's go.
The sides of this ship go from this downward position that you walked upon it, and they lock into place. And then you see the mechanical leather-like bat wings come out and start to and they start to go faster and faster as you begin to take off into the skies.
So
And
out
the
of
ferryman is just sitting there, not saying a word, staring off and driving.
out of
It's
character
like the
for a
night
moment,
bus.
the voice that you used for taxi driver, not taxi driver, but
It's reminding me of Scrooged.
yes, the taxi driver from Scrooged. That's exactly
That's kind of what I based it off of.
Niagara Falls. Beautiful.
All right, everyone hop in. You know where we're going?
All right. You all have some time to speak amongst yourselves right now if you wish.
So,
You, monk, have been avoiding me. Is it my face, or is it the horns? Or is it maybe the tail? The tail gets a lot of people.
I have not been meaning to avoid you. Or to give you that impression.
Am I just strange?
You are certainly the most unusual individual. With the possible exception of the kitsune.
Yes, that kitsune was bristling with anger at having spoken to any of us at all in his life.
he seemed very
I'm just glad we
stressed.
were able to get him free.
I hope to never meet him again personally.
I do
would love to.
believe that our task list probably increased ever so slightly as a result of freeing him, but I do not have regrets of that.
I, for one, would love to see him again, if only to verify that he was, in fact, freed.
Yeah.
I imagine the guard had absolutely no reason to not,
Those guards probably
because
pissed themselves.
the Mikage has quite a lot of sway.
Yes, but the Mikage has a very careful, meticulous way of speaking, and chooses his words carefully, and he only requested that the Kitsune receive payment.
He was also freed. They let him out of the cell. It wasn't that they just paid him and stuck him back in.
And before the
I'm more worried that the payment might have been an execution, but I cannot know that, and it's just my own misgivings.
Yes, humans are very hard to trust. I don't have many humans back home. There are not many where I come from. They wander in and they leave, but they don't stay long.
Mick, roll a d20 for me, please.
Okay. Any kind of bonus or just straight d20?
Just a d20.
That's a fun name. Nick.
Right?
Nick.
Well, that's a crappy roll. 5.
Did you pick that name because you're so small? Picture your character going around. Nick.
What did you roll? I'm not
5.
looking at the moment. Oh, you feel a very cold grasp around your shoulder, and almost like claws sinking in that then let go and dissipate.
What's that look for over there, Mick?
I
Are you
felt
okay,
something on my shoulder just now.
How fascinating.
It'd probably be pretty cold to us people.
What an odd statement.
I'm gonna roll perception to see if I can make out any kind of anything in the wall behind me.
Okay.
It's a 7 total.
There is nothing odd about the means of travel that you have.
Oh, whatever it was, gone now.
Driver, is there any reason that there would be some strange presence on board this vessel?
Look, I just try to get everyone to their place that they want to go.
Okay.
How many passengers are you carrying?
You three and me. Anything else?
No, our friend just said he felt a cold hand on his shoulder and we wondered if there was an unseen passenger aboard that we were not aware of.
Not that I was told. But then
Okay.
again, I'm not paid that much to care.
I think
He
I
then
like
looks
you.
forward again and continues onward. You then are driving flying for probably 40 more minutes. Within that time frame, do you all wish to do anything else?
Does
I noticed
anyone
that my
else have any
stomach just rumbled a
questions?
little bit.
What?
I noticed that my stomach just rumbled a little bit. Something
Are you
about a
seriously
second
hungry
breakfast.
Again?
Halflings and their prodigious appetites.
I tell you what. Here, have a zucchini.
What the bloody hell is
What?
this?
It's a
A
zucchini.
vegetable. It's a vegetable. Eat it if you're so
It's
hungry.
food.
The driver then says,
I have some fresh carrion in the back if you want it.
Oh, hell yes!
You do realize that carrion.
Is raw meat.
Yep. Do you want it?
I think I'm gonna be okay for just a little bit longer.
Zucchini looking a little bit better now.
It still doesn't look great.
as the
Just shut
clouds
up and eat.
part, you start to see a meadow and a path leading up to a small village.
It's a pretty
We are
view.
now arriving at your destination.
All right.
Right.
Doesn't seem bad. Hopefully we don't stick out.
He then lands this craft down, and you kind of jostle back and forth a little bit. It was a very harsh landing, and the sides of this ship lean down.
All right. Go on.
Very well, thank you.
I pat him on the head affectionately. Thank you for the ride.
Uh-huh.
I didn't mean to hurt you. Sorry.
I have been.
You didn't.
I've
I
been
don't have
advised
any
that it is.
feeling anymore.
I'm sorry.
I've been
Nah.
advised that it is good form to leave a tip to drivers. So here, and I drop him 1 gold coin.
Thank you.
He stuffs it inside of his shirt.
I'll be waiting around for
Excellent.
you all.
Was that
Okay.
appropriate? I don't know.
Yes, you're fine. It
You
is
then
quite.
come outside of it after getting out of this ship, and you look at a cobblestone path that is leading up from these meadow fields with these large, almost wheat-like looking plants, and it goes up to this village, and you see a small leaning kind of sign that says Ramamana.
All right. I guess we'll head on in, and I look for the nearest tavern.
As you start to approach the village, there's a woman and a child that go by, and they're just strolling along, and they have a basket with some little fruits and vegetables on the inside.
That reminds me of the apple I have in my pouch. It's probably about to go bad, so I pull it out and start chewing on it. Ow.
And they start walking around, and you get up to the village, and as soon as you step foot inside of the doors that were wide open, you can see that it's a very simple kind of a village. It doesn't look like it has too much money in this place. The economy seems like it might be a little bit down, judging by the very shoddy woodwork of all of these different places.
I'm a little surprised I didn't earn a comment from the halfling for eating an apple after giving him a zucchini.
I gave him a look. I gave you a look when you.
To the
I
left,
did see that.
to the right, you can just see some houses, and there's a couple of shops on your left and right. As you move more upward, there's a much larger building that is kind of in the middle of town.
Well, where shall we begin?
Tavern?
I mean,
After what happened at the last one, I am leery of such places.
I can't say I blame you. But if things are happening in town, tavern
I
tends
was
to be
born
a
and
great
raised in
place to
taverns.
start.
Most of them are no different to me.
Yeah, I heard she plays too, so want
Mhm.
some extra spending money.
Very well, then. I defer to your judgment.
All right.
As
So,
you're-
is there one tavern in this place, it seems?
You can't see a pub at the moment, but there are people that are walking by you.
I kind of gently tap someone. Excuse me, where might the tavern be?
We have a pub.
Pub. Okay, that works too. Which way would it be?
It's right down and to your right.
Thank you.
Not great. It's not great, but you can get a couple spirits there if you want.
Does it have
I
a
intend
name?
to play music. This will be fun.
What'd you say, Kai?
Does it have a name, some signage, recognizable?
The signage is kind of catty-cornered, and there's part of it missing, but you see the word "rum" at where the wooden plank is. But the rest of it seems broken off.
Sorry,
Well,
I was
they're
reading that while we
advertising.
were asking for directions.
Oh,
No,
okay.
they're advertising the right thing.
But you notice that nobody is saying anything about the tiefling.
It is interesting that no one is commenting on either of you.
What?
Means we must be
Before-
a little more common than we think.
Before I comment on that, what is the mixture of races that are around us right now?
Good question. You see two orcs that walk around you. You see many humans. And you also see a couple more of those animalistic looking villagers from down in Timbervale that are around you. And then you also see a beaked person with black feathers and robes on that's walking, that has 3 scrolls tucked in its wings.
It's a Tengu.
What's a Tengu?
An avian.
Hmm.
That resembles a crow.
Well, if you want your answer, just look around, you guys. Pretty well distribution here.
Yay! I don't have to wear my hood today. Like, just incandescent beaming from the tiefling over here that she doesn't have to wear her hood.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
I'll be honest, at the last place it seemed rather like the innkeeper was keeping you prisoner. I was half prepared to try and help you.
She didn't, nah. I didn't think much of it, but then again, I've also played in brothels, and the madams are much worse.
I'll have to take your word on that. Anyway, let's go inside and see if we can't find any information on this, Danon character.
Right, and some food.
You arrive at the Rum Pub, and as you enter, there's very dim lighting coming from some candles that are on the table. There's a barkeep to your right, and there's probably about 5 people that are sitting at tables. It's a very small pub.
Quaint.
Everybody just kind of looks at you when you come in and looks right back at their beers.
Oh, we're not unwelcome here. Shall we
I
get a
approach
table?
the bar.
Or go straight to the bar? That works too.
A large
Follow.
orc comes up to the bar. May I help you?
Hello there, stranger.
Hi.
May I have a glass of your finest ale?
I wouldn't call it fine, but sure.
I'll
He
take one
turns
as
around
well.
and gets a nice flagon of ale and sits it down in front of you. That'll be 2 silver.
Very well. I hand it over.
Thank you.
I'll take one as well.
Anything else?
Well, I'll ask once my friends have gotten their drinks.
Okay. What do
Glass
you
of
two want?
I'll take a
Kind of
flagon as
water.
well.
I'm about to start playing some music.
Sure, whatever. He hands you a thing of water. You look in it, and there appear to be some floaty bits, but
I go ahead and drink it anyway.
take a swig of
Literally,
it.
the minute
There's a
an orc
couple of
drinks it,
hairs that get stuck on your tongue, and you just.
It's just like,
Ugh.
okay.
Lady Tiefling, it appears the ale is more sanitary than your water.
I'm not about to get drunk and then try to earn money.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
That's
get
right.
drunk.
Anything
Not a
about
wise
getting
thing.
drunk?
What do you want?
Oh, I'll take a flagon as well. I
Are
put
you
2
sure
silver
that's
on
Gets
the
it
table.
for you.
You sure that's not too much for you? Wouldn't you like a smaller cup?
Goodness, no.
Ah,
This is light.
this is a bottomless pit we are traveling with, my
Yeah,
friend.
Nick, in your hands, this flagon is pretty massive. You have to hold it with 2 hands.
Like I
kinda
used to have to
carry
do
it.
with
This thing is
tankards.
light.
I used to have to do that with tankards when I was a kid because I used to get root beer in flagons like that at McGuire's. Used to have these giant things, and I used to have to hold it with both hands because it was just too big.
So, do we want to try and get some information out tonight, or given the fact that we've been going on for just shy of 2 hours, start wrapping things up?
So soon?
So soon, my dear? We can go longer. I have until about 10. And then I do actually have something I'd like to do before 11. But I can go 10. That ain't no big thing.
Alright, well, I do want to take 5. If you guys want to get information while I'm gone, I just need to empty my bladder.
Fair enough. Well, I address our new orc friend behind the bar. Ask him, so barkeep, what is your name?
I'm Nurgle.
Nurgle. A pleasure to meet you. We're trying to find information of a character named Daynon.
Daynon.
I believe that's how it was said, yes?
I've only heard whispers of such a character. You want to talk to someone else. I can't tell you in here.
Oh?
He kind of looks away.
The walls have ears, I suppose.
No. People do.
Understood. What are you laughing
Yeah,
at, Lady
people-
Tiefling? You're the one who said that originally.
No, that wasn't why I was laughing. It was more along the lines of, yeah, and most people don't know how to keep their mouths shut either. Once they hear something, they'll talk.
I can take a break real quick.
I see. I think I understand. Dear Lady Tiefling, my purse is a bit light.
I hand him 2 silver.
Much
it's Moxie.
obliged.
I then turn very sharply and say, my name is Moxie! I've told you this!
I apologize, I am not good with names, but I will certainly try to remember now.
Gotta keep your wife on a tighter leash there.
Wife! I would not marry that for a mountain of gold!
And
Alright.
that insult aside, I have taken a vow of chastity.
Whatever.
He then goes outside.
You coming?
I follow.
As you head
We
outside,
will probably have words on this later.
Moxie, do
Lady
you follow in
Tiefling.
tow?
Um,
Or is it just Kai right now?
it might just be Kai because he needs the practice of talking to people.
What? So you're leaving me to it?
I'm going to earn back the money that I just had to hand over to the bartender.
Fair enough.
All right, Moxie, you play for D20 amount of time.
Watch 1 minute.
Ha!
What'd you roll?
A 20!
Oh, well, how about that? All right, you're playing for 20 minutes on the stage. Kai, as you go outside, he turns over.
All right. What all do you want to know?
Daynon was in possession of something that we have been sent to retrieve. We just want to know his last location.
He lives in a small cabin just right outside of the village. Keeps to himself. I don't really know what he does.
And when was the last time you saw him?
When he came into town 2 days ago. Said something about his daughter.
He has
I
a
don't
daughter.
know what that means.
I see. Did he happen to say anything about that might lead you to think that he has some sort of artifact?
No, he was saying that he was looking for his daughter.
His daughter. Okay. And has anyone else come looking for him?
I haven't seen him in a while. Nobody's looking for the guy. He keeps mostly to himself.
Fair enough. Well, if you have
His
no other-
wife typically works at a small potion shop down the street.
I see. Which one specifically? I'm not familiar with the town.
We're not very rich here. There's not really any signage, so just look for the door that has a potion bottle on it. We call it Bruise.
Very well. Well, unless you have anything else you can volunteer regarding him, I think I've got the information we needed. Thank you very much.
I find
Yeah.
the monk having returned from the restroom.
I'm
I
outside.
guess in character as well, and ask what all happened.
The large orc walks back inside and goes right back to the bar. Moxie is playing a little ditty for all the people, and there's some people that are listening, and they'll come by every once in a while and toss in a couple things into whatever that you're using to collect
A
some
jar.
tips. Okay.
Just a simple mason. Might as well be a giant mason jar.
Eat, drink, and be merry, friend. Let's wait until she finishes up her show, and I'll tell you what I've learned.
Very well.
Aside
You all
from
wait.
someone assuming that I am your spouse.
You wait, and the time passes as you finish up all of your set. You then look at the jar, and it's a little light, but you've made about 3 silver and about 8 bronze pieces.
Alright.
Oh, hey, you're back. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. It was a good
So
show.
what did you learn?
Hmm?
What did you learn?
I learned that ale is tasty. I've not had ale before.
Welcome to the party, friend.
Yes. A second glass, please. Oh, thank you. Oh,
I'm gonna cut you off, buddy.
I only have one.
You're a
Yeah.
lightweight. It's okay.
Ah,
One is enough.
I've
He hands
never
you,
drunk before.
He hands you a small tankard of this black liquid.
What is this?
You'll put hair on your chest. Drink it.
It smells like arsenic.
Just drink it.
You drink it, and as it touches your tongue and your lips, it's almost numbing. It numbs your entire mouth. As it goes down the back of your throat, it begins to burn a little bit, but you start to feel very awake. And your mind starts to come back to you.
That is invigorating.
Welcome
That
back.
is far better than the ale.
Dungeon
What is this
Master,
called?
did you just hand him coffee?
No, but it's their version of a coffee-like thing.
An orcish coffee?
Yeah.
That tasted worse than it smelled. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's my mother's recipe.
My compliments
Well,
to
you
the chef.
sobered him in record time. Well done.
We have to do that a lot.
Bless
see.
you.
Consider it on the house.
He
Thank
goes
you.
back to
Appreciate it.
wiping down the counters.
Remind me not to have ale
Gladly.
again.
You then hear something outside. And you hear what sounds to be almost a horse, but not a horse. As it
I know that sound.
Oh?
That would be a tax collector, I'd venture.
Uh-huh. So what do we do?
I know that almost wailing banshee sound. Best to keep your head down, pretend you see nothing.
Very well. Uh-oh. You
I
might put your
take it
hood up.
you don't like them?
Just be quiet.
You might
You're
put your
not
hood up.
from here.
The doors open on their own.
Yep, hood goes up, and I hide my face in my cup of water in the corner.
The candles that are on all of the tables start to flicker and dim to just smoldering embers as a hunched figure with extremely long fingers coming down to talons, grasping like this, his neck bent down over like this, a hunched back with an immaculate looking robes and a furled out collar coming to here with spines that come up like this, black and red, gilded and silver robes clad this individual as it floats ever so quietly inside, and it comes up to the barkeep and it holds out its hand as you hear the cracking of its fingers as they unfurl. You see the orc barkeep just,
Can I just pay tomorrow?
the individual says nothing as it does this with its hands, and you see a red energy come out of the orc's chest and into the palm of this being's hand. As he starts doing that, you see red veins coming up the orc's neck as he and he just keeps doing this
Should we just sit here and do nothing?
until he clasps his hands, and you see a red coin that is formed in the palm of his hand as he grasps it and places it in his collar. And he puts his fingers back like this and begins to float back outside. What do you do?
I definitely keep the monk from going after him.
You might need to roll a strength check on that one.
Oh, shit.
All right. Roll
No,
a
no,
strength check.
I'm wiser than that. Or maybe I should roll for wisdom.
It's up to you.
I don't know, should you?
You can roll a wisdom or maybe a D% for motivation. Otherwise, just choose what your character is going to do.
I feel like I would be smart enough to hold still despite. The guy's not dead, right?
You then
He's
see
not
that
dead.
this. You see that this floating individual is going over to this small old lady with a vegetable cart, and he holds out. You see this outside the tavern window, and he holds out like this. You then see the orc barkeep going, trying to catch his breath again.
Hey man, you okay?
What was that?
That was a collection of tacks. Not the normal
fine.
kind.
I'm fine. I just gave him payment.
Of what?
Life force.
Gave him payment of gold. Didn't you see? I gave him gold coins. That's all I had. Everything I made today.
That is not what I saw.
No, but it's wise to keep that to yourself. I then slide him 2 of the 3 silver that I made that evening. I know it's not much, but keep it. You could use it more than I could.
Thanks.
All right, I take her aside. Tiefling, tell me what you know.
I don't know a whole lot, but I know that it's a black market thing.
I listen in.
It's a black market thing, usually done by vampires. And pretty sure he's the same one I saw in Timbervale. And they don't... Nobody says anything because the minute you get involved, something happens.
You then see the old lady starting to like outside as you see you can just tell that she's going through the same experience outside.
Except she's older and having much more problems with it.
They make a payment with souls.
It is
Am I
not the
fam-
entire soul. If it was a soul, they'd be dead. No, it is life force.
Blood magic.
In essence, to me, you make your payments and you make your payments. But I certainly wouldn't want it done. Lord knows what would happen.
Shit if I walked into leaving the city.
You've walked into a veritable shithole.
This is the exact same thing that happened in the city. I saw the aftermath of this.
Exactly. And that's when we got involved. If we don't get involved, we're fine.
I didn't even get involved. I happened to be standing around.
Yes, and this time we did absolutely nothing, which should make things easier.
Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
You had to say something.
I don't think
Oopsie.
that's why.
That's wrong.
Oh, Lord. That's a total of 10.
You all feel as if there's a force that is holding you, and it begins to make you get up, and you start to walk outside.
Great.
Nope,
This
I
is-
resist it.
I did it.
This is painful.
Got a 17, by the way.
You feel the same, except yours is slightly loosened, as if you can actually kind of move certain limbs.
Nope, I resist it. Roll for will. Can I do that?
You can try.
You can try, but you probably will not succeed.
I'm still gonna fight it with everything that I have. What do I have for will? Where's will? What is will?
Will save is wisdom.
Ah, cool. 5. Damn it.
Nothing changes.
How many times can I resist this? How many chances
Before
do I
you
get?
pass out,
Yes!
Two clad in silver and white with small hints of black armor with these large staffs stand in front of the bar toward the carriage. You see the tall, hunched over individual still dealing with other people, and these people stand in front. Don't interfere.
Yes,
no.
sir.
Why would we interfere? We saw nothing.
Yes, nothing.
You
Not a
then
thing.
see the hunched individual kind of looks behind him and makes eye contact with all three of you, and then looks forward again. This soldier then tilts its head and says, "I saw you in Timbervale."
I'm sorry, have we met?
No, but I might like to.
I'm
as
flattered.
his smile starts to try to go even more so, and you see like bits of blood starting to rip from his skin as he's trying to smile as big as he can.
Perhaps we should say nothing more. We will not interfere.
We won't cause any problems.
Good.
His
I am
lower jaw
totally
starts to
unfazed.
his lower jaw starts to descend, and then you see him lean down.
What are you all doing here? Go.
The grips on you all loosen, and you feel yourselves come to again.
I just turn and silently go back inside.
I sort of stumble slightly because that's painful.
What do you
And
do?
what the heck was that about the guard?
I stand dazed for a moment, then follow the monk in.
Okay. As you all go back in, the orc seems to be back to his usual self. The carriage closes and starts to move forward from your vantage point.
Well, that was a bizarre interruption. I pray we don't encounter it again. Now, about Danon. He lives in a cabin. He lives in a cabin outside the village. He has a daughter. His wife works at a potion shop they call Brews.
Okay, maybe we start at the potion shop.
Sounds good to me. Let's go.
Apparently, his daughter was looking for him the other day,
He was looking for his daughter.
or he was looking for his daughter. I'm not sure which way it was.
Well, let's go down to the potion shop, see what we find.
Hopefully missing the collector.
Perhaps we should give him a minute to finish.
How long do you wait?
About half an hour.
Okay.
That should give ample time.
Just to make clear that we're not following them, not getting in the way.
Yep.
Precisely.
Interesting. It starts to it goes to dusk outside, and you notice that everybody's kind of just going about their business outside.
What was with the guard, by the way, with the strange thing happening to his face? What was that?
Hold up. You two
Don't ask me.
realize that it should still be morning, right?
Yeah, that carriage ride was much longer than I thought it was, or something is wrong.
Or something is simply happening, and we are meant to ignore it. Lots of things are happening that we should be ignoring.
Barkeep,
Yeah, what?
another flagon, please. I think I'm gonna need it.
Sure.
And a small one for me?
Yeah, your friend prepaid. Why not?
He gives you more ale.
I down it in record time.
I know I said to keep me away from this, but after that,
Drink up,
After
friend.
that, you need something to numb the experience.
Can
So,
I roll a d6 for me, please?
Oh no.
okay.
Hope you roll low.
a perfect
You
roll.
feel kind of tipsy and loosey goosey. Your words aren't really coming out. They're still, you can make out what you're saying, but you sometimes might slip up on a couple of words. Take a -2 to all of your rolls at the moment.
Okay. Ah, damn.
What do you all do?
Right. Well, say we
Nick, you're unaffected because you drink a lot. So.
He's only affected because he is a lightweight.
I'm
I
feeling
have
just a
never
little bit
drunk before,
better.
Okay.
I'm feeling better.
Another
I'm no longer
way.
feeling as stressed. Shall we go to the potions? What did they call it again?
Brews.
Brews. Let's go to brews.
And a
guys.
wonderful brew it was.
Yes. Let's be on our way.
Lead the
All
way.
right, you all head outside, and you see that the dusk is not necessarily dusk.
Hmm.
As you look up into the sky, it's almost as if there's some kind of like a blanket, like a see-through blanket over the sky that's kind of just there.
Ignore it. Head down. Keep
Let's go to
moving.
brews.
That's interesting.
There are
Let's go
many
to brews.
interesting things in life. And there we've hit the hiccups.
There are many interesting things. Did I ever
You
tell
then-
you that I was friends with Albo Wright?
That is interesting.
The guard at Timbervale acted like they're not real, but they're real. They exist. I've threatened with them. I've helped them. Chief gave me a bracelet. Well, the vampire fellow has it now, but
Perhaps leaving the tavern so soon wasn't a good idea.
what? Oh, the potion shop. Potion shop. Let's go.
I almost think we should leave our very drunk friend in the hands of the orc and let him sober up.
Your friend seems like he's not in the best straits.
Oh, I'm good. I've got willpower.
He
I'll
hands
let-
you a small shot glass of that same black stuff.
There.
I will hang on to this for later, but for now I'm enjoying this. I'll use my willpower and act normal. Swear.
I then look at the orc with this look of, and I'm babysitting this.
You
Like
should
the look on
probably
my
take a
face is,
drink,
and
friend.
I have to babysit this.
It's been a long time since I've gotten to play drunk. This is fun.
It is fun. I won't deny that. But I then just say, I might be back later.
Come on, let's go. To Bruise! I march out of the
To
tavern.
brews.
You then get to Brews, and it's just a wooden door with a very poorly sketched out picture of a potion bottle.
Ah, potion picture, that's the place. He said.
Mm-hmm.
You open the door, and there is a very sad looking woman on the other side of the counter as you enter this shop that's filled with potions and empty bottles.
Hello there, ma'am. It is lovely to see you today. How are you? You look well.
Lovely to see you. How may I help you?
We're
You talk.
looking. We're
You talk.
looking for someone named Danon. Have you seen him recently?
That's my husband.
Yes, we just need to speak to him.
I haven't seen him in a few days, and my daughter as well.
I'm mighty
Well,
sorry to hear
when
that.
we find him, we will let you know that we found him, and we will do our best to bring him home.
When was the last time you saw him?
2 days ago,
Where?
he went out into the woods trying to find our daughter. Went to the same places that she usually plays, out in the swamps, and she goes around and plays with her father.
Your
Yes.
daughter disappeared first?
And yes, she did.
Where did you think she disappeared to?
I'm not too sure.
From?
This black veil in the sky, just like it is now, appeared, and she disappeared.
We'll do our best to find her and Danon. And if we can get them home, we will.
Was there a veil when Zanin disappeared too?
No. He went up and the veil kind of just left, and he kept looking in the woods, and I didn't see him again.
Well, thank you so much for the information. You've been most helpful, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
We need to find out where in the woods this happened because of this veil now. We should go look.
I grab both of the boys and I pull them from the building.
It was very lovely to meet you, Miss Danon. Have a nice day. We'll find you.
Thank
People.
you.
It's like, come along, boys, let's go.
The door closes, and you're back out onto the streets.
So
spoils.
we
Sport.
need.
Good conversation. We could have got more information.
I think
I
we've
should
gotten
have that
all
coffee.
of the information that we.
I should have this
yes,
now.
drink.
God, kicks like a bison.
You now have your negative modifier removed.
Okay.
So, I believe we got all the information that we can and should get out of her right now, given her state. I think it falls to us now.
Yep, it falls on us to now go searching the woods and the swamps, because Lord knows what can happen to a child who runs around playing in the swamp.
Yes. And I should add that interaction with the tax collector is no duller than before I started. So, for those of you who are affected, it doesn't help.
Congratulations, it's called trauma. We all have it, we all deal with it differently. You will find your way of coping.
Very well. In any case, we should press on.
Yep.
So, which direction is the swamps?
Swamps? I thought it was in the woods.
Woods, swamps, she mentioned both.
Well, she did mention that she was playing in the swamp area behind their home, so I would imagine that might be a good place to go.
Let's start there.
To
Yep.
the swamp.
Let's hope we don't run into an ogre.
Oh, halfling. Whatever your name is. I am so
Mick
terrible
Nick?
with names. Mick, yes. I know you're probably hungry again already, so here, have an apple.
Well, thank you.
It's my last one.
Are you
It's
sure?
It's might be a bit bruised.
What do
I
you
figured
always
you prefer
do?
that to my other zucchini.
So, which way is the house, Monk? Kai, since
One of you might want to go back inside to find Lady Frictions. Because all I heard was on the edge of town.
from what I remember, you didn't hear it from her, you heard it from the orc.
Yes, he said that he lives in a cabin outside the village, but he didn't say where outside the village. So you might want to ask for directions.
I think asking her for directions is going to freak her out. She's going to panic. I say we simply find a vantage point on the wall and see if we can get the house there.
Be right back. I head purposefully over to the tavern. Barkeep, which way is Danon's cabin?
On the edge of town, you want me to show you?
I mean, which edge? There are 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, west.
I can take you there. I'm getting off in... now.
Oh, well, very well. Companions,
Yes.
the bartender said he'll show us the way.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. So much.
whatever.
He lumbers out. This is about a 6'8" tall orc. He ducks down to get out of the pub and walks over to you all. And you see that he grabbed a pack from behind the keep, and he has a large axe that's in the back of it right now.
Oh, are you a lumberjack?
All right. Let's go.
He takes you outside of the town, and you all follow a cobblestone path that leads up a hill. And there's a very large wooded area and a small cabin that you can see.
This is it.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. And you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah, whatever.
And he then walks off, and he's heading down the trail. What do you do?
People seem so disinterested in the casual kindness. I'll never understand.
It has
The
a-
place that we are currently in is in a bit of a down period where everyone is having trouble with everything in the world.
You can
Generally,
explain it all
life
you
is
like.
just not going. Life is generally just not going well, and this is how they're coping.
You can explain it all you like. I still don't understand. It makes no sense to me. Kindness costs nothing. Anyway, shall we begin exploring?
Yes. We then
Exploring
trek
where
past-
precisely?
Past
Oh,
the house.
Is this the cabin?
into the woods.
Is this
Huh?
the cabin from the model?
Yes.
Yay!
So
Well,
you start to head up toward the cabin, and then you see the door slam shut.
That's not good.
so remind me again. The lady is at the shop. Dana has disappeared, as is the daughter, and no one should be here.
Nobody should be here unless there is a family member we don't know about.
Okay.
So, weapons at the ready. Let's see if it's locked. Or if they've not been smart enough to lock it.
I
then
wield
attempt-
my quarterstaff
How swiftly are you approaching the cabin?
cautiously.
Very decisively. So not moving too
but
quickly.
cautiously.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll perception to hear what I can hear.
Okay.
$16.
You hear what seems to be kind of a rummaging on the inside of the house, and you can kind of see through the window that stuff is being thrown around.
Should we go ahead in?
One of us should take the rear entrance, or see if there is a rear entrance to go.
I do not think we should split up.
Yeah, let's just storm the front. Because at least one of us is going to be fast enough to catch whoever's inside.
Risk them escaping. Very well, I can't pretend that I know strategy.
I don my shield.
And seeing as I wield something that I think is a two-handed weapon, I'm going to just rely on spells for now.
Okie dokie.
So I reach for the door.
The door opens,
Oh, great.
and then you hear the rummaging stop.
Which direction was the rummaging coming from?
From the left.
We
I
look
immediately
left.
head to the left.
You immediately head to the left.
Yes.
Is it light enough to see in there?
Yes.
Okay. I cautiously move into the right and take in our surroundings. Uh-oh, the figures have come into play.
Does the floor creak at all when you walk on it?
Yes, it would seem so.
Then it is very swiftly follow what was the direction of the sound, wherever it leads me. So down the corridor to the first available open space.
Okay. You come to you're going past a fireplace and some tables and what appears to be some kind of makeshift couch. There's fur pelts that line it that seem to be handmade, right?
Okay.
and there's a wooden door that is at the end of this hallway. Small hallway, but it's a small door.
I take the far corner, and prepare my crossbow.
Okay.
So where I am, it's just a dead end. Doesn't go anywhere.
No, I mean, you're in the living quarters, it would seem. There's the fireplace and the...
So there's nothing in this space, I guess, is what I mean.
No, not at the current moment.
And no
There's a
other exits
wall
on this side.
There's a wall and what seems to be maybe some kind of room, because that's where you heard something rummaging
Okay.
around.
So since there don't seem to be any more exits in this section, I'm gonna move up to the corner and watch.
How close to Miknik?
I'm gonna be like pressed against the corner, peering around it.
Here? Or here?
Like in front of the door, kind of.
So right over here?
Where did we come in?
From this door?
Yeah, that's what I meant. In front of that door.
Oh, in front of this door. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where you were!
Watching from around the corner.
Oh,
I was all
okay.
the way against the wall. Now I was moving up to the corner so I could see
Great.
what's
Both
going
of the
on.
boys are cowering in the corner while the only lady goes.
I am
boldly
not
forth to
cowering.
open-
I am taking a defensive stance.
Alright. What do you
trying
do?
to keep my presence minimized.
Door needs to open.
There is no sound, just so that you all are aware. You can hear the rustling of the embers from the fireplace.
I will still throw open that door and see if someone's still in there.
The door flings open, and you see when the door opens that there's a man in a trench coat with a hat that comes down, and he's just standing there looking at the wall, and he's not facing you.
Who the fuck are you and what are you doing here?
Rude. We have no
Well,
more
this-
business here than him.
He kind of looks over his shoulder.
Y'all shouldn't be here.
Neither should you, friend.
What are you
just
here for?
looking.
I'm
Who
sorry,
are
what did you say?
Hmm?
I couldn't hear what he said.
He said he's just looking.
I'm just looking. Who are you?
Moxie.
He turns
I'm here
around
looking
and
for a specific person.
he turns around very slowly, and you can hear his legs make that sound, and as his trench coat is over his arms, you cannot see them, and he is kind of looking at you through the brim of his large pointed, almost like a cowboy hat, ranger type of looking,
Like a vampire hunter like
like
wide
Bloodborne
brim.
meets vampire hunter kind of hat coming to a point.
And what
Who
is your
are you?
business in this place?
I'm just trying to find some folks.
Same here.
Might we ask who you're looking for?
What's it to you?
We might have the same person in mind, which creates some slight problems.
Hmm.
So, who are you looking for and why?
Looking for a missing family.
That's about what we're doing. We're looking for the father, actually. Father and daughter.
Almost mechanical sounding. You see the floorboards kind of give way with each step, and you see almost what appear to be mechanical talons that are gripping the wood as he walks.
That's
Hmm.
interesting.
Who are y'all looking for?
Man's name is Danon. We didn't get the daughter's name.
Danon.
Mm-hmm.
Good to put a name with a face.
Moxie, I feel you may have overplayed our hand.
We weren't going to
No.
get anywhere otherwise.
The daughter. Do y'all know where she went?
Nope.
We're hoping
No
you
clue.
could tell us.
Yeah. That's why I was looking around.
What are your intentions?
I'm just here. Find them.
Ooh, sense motive. Sense motive. Right?
Okay.
That's a thing, right? Been a while
Yes,
since
it
I played.
is.
It is. Do you have that skill at level 1?
No, but I can still roll for it, right?
No.
Well, what about perception? Insight. I have insight. Hey, you're the DM. You tell me.
Insight isn't necessarily looking into one's motives.
Okay.
I mean, at that point, it's probably just prudent for what has you looking for them in the first place? It doesn't seem like someone like yourself would normally be looking for a family that lives in a place like this.
Kind of cocks his head to the side, and you get a glint of skin meeting
Metal?
rips and tears into metal. Well, I was contracted to find them.
That's fair.
Can we ask by who?
No.
Rule of the trade.
Might this
Never
be a
reveal your
situation?
employer.
Might this be a situation where our goals align?
Could be.
I don't know. You
We wish
looking
them
for 'em?
returned alive.
Listen. I'm just here to collect what I need.
And what might
What
that
is
be?
that?
Them.
He's been branded a thief, and we're trying to get something back from him?
From him.
Or something
got it wrong.
along that line.
You got it all wrong, little lady.
Oh?
This is bigger than you three. You might as well just leave it to the professional. As he kind of
No.
gives a smirk.
That's not going to happen. I took an oath.
We are likewise contracted. We can't back out. Even if we wanted to, we couldn't. So, apologies, but this is what we're doing.
I'm gonna walk out that door. You all can try and stop me. Or it could come to some kind of accord.
We'll stay out of your way as best we can.
If you tell us what you know.
About what?
About your targets, who you're pursuing.
The father and child.
Yes. What do you know of their disappearance?
Happened in the swamps.
Any
Under
clue?
under a veil in the sky.
Now, we know this already. And we also know it was just the daughter who disappeared under the veil. The father came later. Do you know anything else?
I might. How much is it worth to you?
It depends on what you have to say.
I know stuff. Come on. Let's talk this out, shall we?
Okay.
You then see him kind of
I suppose at this point I'm probably joined.
He tucks something
At the door.
into his pant leg.
Mm-hmm.
What's that you have there?
What's what?
Your trouser leg. What did you just hide?
Nothing. Roll a perception check.
Gladly.
Whoever has dark vision,
Yep.
roll that perception check for me, please.
I've got a 17.
15.
For some bizarre reason, I can't seem to roll well.
That sucks.
It's a 5.
Oof.
I have some bots versus physical for you.
Nick, what you can see on the piece of paper that was kind of sticking out before he tucked it back in, you could see the word bounty written across it.
Nick.
Okay, he's not going to tell us anything about it. All right, moving on.
I don't think we have negotiations to make here.
What do you mean?
I do not think our motivations align.
Okay,
With that
but
said, he kind of
that's-
adjusts his shoulders, but he doesn't say anything.
Nick, you're not making a lot of sense. Care to tell us why?
What would it take to prevent you from pursuing your goal?
I already have a target. I have to finish a job.
It's time to prepare for a fight. That's a bounty in his hands.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm gonna walk out that door. Or we're gonna have a problem.
Oh, we already have a problem.
Nick, we do not need the person. We only need what he had.
Or we need the
this-
information on what he had.
Is this wise?
No, it isn't. He clearly outclasses all three of us combined several times over. There is no winning this. So it's either we cooperate short term to get information and then let him have his bounty, or we die here. Pretty darn certain it's we die here if we resist.
I
All
have a
he
thought.
wants out of it is money.
I have a thought.
Mm?
What if we bargain, we get any effects on his person, and we do not interfere? Any trinkets, artifacts, anything in his possession, other than the clothing itself. As much as I
And then
don't
you
like
may.
allowing an innocent to die, I have no way of knowing this man. So the bounty may very well be in good faith.
Likely enough, it is in good faith.
We don't seek the person. We seek information on what he had. Mick, do you disagree?
I do not disagree.
Good. That makes this easier.
What say you, stranger?
What? What are you wanting?
We're not looking for the person. We're looking for information or things that he had on his person. He's accused of stealing something.
One of you roll a d20 for me, please.
One of us?
Yes. Whoever has the best hearing.
That would be perception then, wouldn't it?
Yes.
My
That's not me.
passive perception.
Oh, I got
is
perception
an
plus 3.
11.
So,
Roll your perception then, good friend.
yikes.
You didn't add the plus 3 in that.
Oh, you're right.
That's
so
still
that'd be
not
9.
good.
What was it?
Total of 9.
Yeah, 6 plus 3.
From the window, in comes, breaking the glass, a ball of flames with this black substance that sticks to the wall and starts to burn spreading. He turns.
What the hell did you all do?
We didn't do anything.
Nothing?
I think it's time to
We're
get out
just
of
as
here.
surprised as you.
Why does everybody assume? Well, let's get out of the burning house, please.
He
I'm
then-
not going to get
He
roasted.
then unfurls his trench coat, and then his arms split down the side toward his fingertips like this, and his 2 arms become 4, like General Grievous
Oh, God.
from Star Wars. And he grabs out 2 in 2 hands. He has some kind of what looks almost like a crossbow to you all, and then on his bottom, hands, he has 2 blades that are circular, like saw blades that start rotating on their own, and he clicks them in. They start going off, and he jumps through the window out into the woods.
I then follow out the window because open window, easiest exit.
Well,
I take whatever route I can deem is safest to get out of this house and
I will follow them.
figure out what's going on.
Can you grab me some of the things off
It is 10 o'clock, by the way.
Do you all want to continue?
I mean,
I'm still good to go. I don't care. Whatever y'all want
kind
to
of
do.
a terrible place to break
It's a terrible
off.
place to end. It is a very terrible place to end. Let's finish the interaction at least.
Yeah. I didn't
And
say
get-
stop. I reminded everyone what time it was. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Some of the small things off of there.
2 of us jumped out the window, and I suppose the halfling is running out the door.
Unless the window is safest.
Window's probably the easiest because it is right there.
You guys have size advantage for launching yourselves out of windows.
Is
I
this
can
still?
I can simply grab you by your trousers and yank you out the window.
If that's what you do, that's what you do, and I'm not going to resist.
Throw
Yeah,
me!
I just grab you by your belt and yank you out the window with me.
Throw me! I cannot reach it on my own. You're gonna have to throw me.
I then just very kind of like heft you in.
Whee!
Thane, you're very familiar with this. Out of character, you're very familiar with how I kind of heft the cat
Yes.
so that she will land
That-
in a decent way.
Can you all see that on stream?
Yes.
You
might
might
At the
want to
very
move
bottom of it.
Yeah, you'll want to
Okay.
move the minis up.
The yellow thing is barely out of frame.
Oh wow, there's.
Oh no.
Okay,
what is
so
this?
we've got 4.
I see 5 entities.
Yep.
When
and
you
one
hop
them-
out of the window, the house is burning behind you, and the windows flames start coming out of the sides of them, and standing in front of you, cackling, are 5 goblin-looking creatures.
Oh no. First goblin encounter.
Yeah.
And then one of them has a blade that it sits there and it licks down the blade, and his tongue starts bleeding.
Dog slicer.
Joy of joys, these little vermin.
No idea what you're talking about.
Goblins! One of the most vile,
Goblins.
annoying little vicious creatures I've ever met in my
I would
life.
think your character knows what the goblins are.
Mine
you
does,
then-
his might not.
You then see one of them that has a flaming torch and has a bucket on the back that is filled with this sloshing black goo.
Ugh. Flaming.
So, are we rolling our
Roll
initiative?
for initiative, my children.
Oh yeah, I'm totally not terribly interested. That's a total of 5, I'm pretty sure.
That's plus what now?
It's
plus
labeled
2.
as initiative.
So I'm at 18.
12.
I am not the most interested in this.
Okay.
Apparently. I am not the most interested person.
Well, you just had to launch me out of a window, so you had to take a breather.
Yeah, there's that.
Nowhere near a full round,
Alright.
but you had to breathe.
I
out.
get to use my magnets.
Ooh.
Okie dokie. There we go. All right. Everybody rolled, and everybody is in the turn order. Kai, you go first, Mick second, and Calimax, you are third in the order in which that I have it. Okie dokie.
Mhm.
Is everybody ready?
Ready.
The goblins sit there, grasping their blades and chomping at the bits.
Are you gonna be coming with us?
We're going nowhere.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Where's the mommy?
It's a great
As if
question.
it's any of your damn business.
It starts licking its teeth.
Where's the mommy?
None of your business, you little twerp.
Do we have to do this, or can I just throw a dart at him?
You throw a dart at him?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d20 for me, please.
Blip. And then, like, what's with that?
Base attack bonus, typically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So do your darts have a... I mean, I'm assuming that they deal 1d4.
Well, yeah, but don't I have to roll to hit first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you roll for damage.
20, I rolled a 5. Damn it, I missed.
You throw the dart with all of your power that you can. You're really pissed off at these goblins for doing this to the house, and you chuck a dart, and it goes right into the goblin's earlobe and gives him a new piercing hole. And he just...
I
really
told
hate these
you.
things.
Vicious little
comes-
vermin.
It comes right at you, Kai. That is a hit. You take 1 damage. It comes with 2 daggers right at you, and it slices one of your legs, and you start to bleed.
Man, even with a 15 AC? Damn.
Okay, next up in the lineup is McNick. Or no, Kai. Well, Kai, you already went. So McNick, you're next.
I'm going to try to launch a crossbow bolt at them with my crossbow.
At which one?
The one with the flaming sticks or whatever they were,
Okay, that's this one here.
right?
Or here.
Got good eye on him. What I don't have good eye on is where the heck my base attack bonus is.
Right?
Is it under attack? No, it's not. Because why would the base attack bonus be under the attack tab?
Yeah, I still don't know where it is. I apparently used it, but I don't know what it was. Is it strength? Is it something else? Some combination of other things?
For now, just use your strength modifier.
Would I use strength or would I use dexterity for
You would use dexterity.
not that there's
Kai used strength.
Mine's just assigned as a simple +2.
19.
19. You definitely hit. What are you wanting to... Are you firing a crossbow bolt?
Yes.
You take aim and you go right down your sights, and as this goblin is cackling and getting ready to grab some more of that black goo, a crossbow bolt goes right out and hits him directly in between his shoulder blade right here, and it roars in pain and it grabs onto it. All right, next up is one of the goblins. Oof. All right, Calimax. The goblin that has the staff that is not on fire, it casts a small bolt of fire right at you, and it hits you in the chest, leaving a small burn. You take.
I do have fire resistance.
You have fire resistance? Oh, well, you don't take any damage, but it does piss you off.
Yep. I would imagine
Your
so.
robe is singed right here. Your clothing is singed right there. And then next is his turn. And the individual that you all were speaking with grabs one of the goblins and takes him over into a part of the forest that is across from you. And you see him pushing it down to the ground. All right. Next up, we go to another one of the goblins. I got stuck on the top of my dice tower. The goblin that has one of the blades comes at Miknik, and it tries to swipe at your head, and you grab its arm and throw it back down to the ground. We're back up at Kai. 'Tis your turn.
Okay.
Did we skip me?
Oh, no, wait, yeah, it's your turn. Sorry.
I do
My
have a
bad.
question. There's a spell that I cannot seem to find that I wish to use. It's a cantrip called Thunderclap. And
I'll allow it.
The only thing I find is the 3rd level spell.
Third
It
level?
says- yeah.
That is actually a 3rd level spell, I believe. So you would have access to that when you reach level 3.
Yeah, because it's listed under my cantrips.
It is?
Yeah,
At level 1?
for some bizarre reason.
That's
Let me-
odd.
Yeah, let me find that.
While she's looking at that, I found out that on the D&D Beyond thing, on the attack tab, the hit/DC column, that is the roll to it. So when you click on it, it drops a d20 and it tells you this is the roll to hit.
Oh, never mind. It's an issue in the it's an issue in the table itself, but if you scroll down past it, it's not there. So I think
Okay.
what I'm probably looking for is okay. Vicious Mockery then.
Okay.
I cast Vicious Mockery, which they have to succeed a 1d4 psychic. They have to succeed a wisdom saving throw for that.
Which goblin are you aiming this toward?
Um,
There's one with a staff, one with a blade, one with the torch and jug of black stuff, and then the one that is attacked Kai that has 2 dual blades.
let's try and take out the one with the flaming pitch.
Okay. It did not succeed.
That's terrifying that it succeeded a wisdom save.
No, it did not succeed. So
oh, it did
got
not.
hit.
Okay, so that's 1d4. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dang!
No, he definitely lost that one.
Did I need to roll damage for that crossbow? It would be a
That
1d8
is
plus
3
3.
damage.
Yes, you did need to.
That is 3 damage.
3 damage.
So that might have just killed it.
The goblin
That was 10.
is surrounded by this energy of what appear to be some kind of like faces almost sitting there mocking it viciously, and it just its eyes start to cave in on themselves and its ears start to bleed as it slumps over onto the ground.
That's what you
Damn,
get,
son.
fucker.
That was a 10 that I had, by the way.
Is it
Oh.
dead or incapacitated?
Huh?
It's
No,
dead.
it's very dead. It's very,
Wow.
very dead.
Mocked
Yeah.
to death.
Very, very dead.
Okay.
Middle school nightmare.
That's what they get. Next
Oh.
one's the one with the staff that tried to burn me.
Now I think it's Kai's turn.
It
Yes.
is Kai's turn.
I'm gonna attack with my quarterstaff, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll over here beyond sheet because it's easier. You gotta be kidding me. 7 to hit.
7 to hit. You
Yeah.
do hit.
Oh, I do hit. Okay.
Roll for damage.
Uh,
And which one is this that you're attacking?
the one standing right next to me.
Okay.
So 1 swing, 8, 2 swing, 11.
11 damage.
8 plus 11, 19.
19. This thing is very dead. How do you have such a strong attack right now?
Whap!
You
Bucks, man.
bludgeon this thing's
Don't piss him
fucking temples in.
I
It just the force of it just cracks its skull right in on itself, and it with a dying falls, slumps to the ground.
You don't mess
The
with the
other-
Zohan.
One of the ones with the staff, the blade, comes right at Micknick and goes in for another swipe.
Oh wait, I misunderstood how this weapon's supposed to be used, so it's just the one roll. Okay, it was an 11 damage.
Okay.
It's still
still
very,
dead.
very dead, I'm pretty sure.
Still very
It's
dead?
Still very dead. Yes.
Okay.
Still very dead.
Sorry, I thought I
Um,
got 2 swings with it.
I do have the reaction opportunity
No, there's a
attack.
thing for that later.
What, Micknick?
I do have the action opportunity attack as a reaction.
Okay.
That's only
It's
for
just
moving
coming
out.
at you, and in slow motion, you're trying to think of what to do as its blade is starting to come toward you. It's
I
leaping
have
in the air.
Unarmed strike with a 5-foot reach. It's got a +2.
Okay.
Apparently damage is just a straight up 1 though, so I have
It's
it,
just
but
a
it's not going to do much. Yeah. It's labeled under damage as just a 1 instead of like 1d
Yeah.
something.
So this unseen force just comes and smacks this creature in the face as its jaw kind of dislocates, and it knocks it back into place as it just stabs its blade right into you, and you take 2 damage, and you are bleeding.
Fun.
And it's just kind of sitting there on you right now, trying to jab the blade even deeper. All right, next up,
Painful.
Micknick, it is your turn.
Is it possible to stab a crossbow bolt into the goblin? I don't have any kind of strength mod, but I feel like that would be a
Yes.
reactionary move at this point.
Might get
Yes,
treated like
if
a...
you wish for that to be your attack, you can do that.
I grab crossbow bolt and stab it into him with all of my might.
Into where on his body are you aiming?
His head.
Okay, roll for it, please.
Does this count as a call shot?
Hmm?
No, then never mind.
Oh,
Critical fail.
it's
Oh,
a
no.
1.
Oh,
Did you
no.
fail?
Oh,
I
no.
failed.
What did it roll?
It was a 1 on
Critical
die.
fail.
It rolled a 1.
Yep.
As you go in for the kill, trying to put your crossbow bolt into this goblin's head, it lets go of one of its arms, and it grabs your own arm and starts to turn the crossbow bolt back in and stabs you right here into the other part of your pectoral region. And what is a crossbow bolt? That 1d4?
Not actually sure because it's not.
I think that would be 1d4 minus 2, so you take 1 damage on what I rolled.
Okay.
And you are still bleeding, and now you have a crossbow bolt and a
Dagger.
dagger that is embedded into your pectoral region.
Man.
You're in a great deal of pain.
Yes, I am.
All right, next up, it is one of the goblin. The one that has the staff, the scepter, fires another bolt of flame toward Kai. Kai, do you have any reactionary attacks? I don't think so.
Reactionary.
Like attack of opportunity type thing.
Mhm.
I mean, I could do an opportunity attack. Says.
Do you have it?
Reaction, actions of combat, opportunity attack. You can make an opportunity attack. A hostile creature moves out of your reach. So yes.
Does it have what you can roll for damage on that?
No, it just says I can make an opportunity attack.
Okay.
So I guess bonus action.
Use it as one of your darts. We'll call it that. So roll for that.
Rolling. And we have a 17 plus 5, 22 to hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just remembered that I have lucky. So when I roll a 1, I can re-roll and must use the new roll.
Do we rewind?
No, we will
No.
continue forward for
Figures.
now, but just
Next time.
remember that from now on.
Not
All right.
feeling
Well,
very
I rolled
lucky.
a 22 to hit.
You roll a 20, you definitely hit.
Damage.
The dart goes through the fireball, and it hits the goblin right in the neck, and it's starting to gush blood out of the side of its neck, and it's trying to hold on, but the fireball does hit you, Kai.
Ow.
And it hits you for 3 damage. This fireball hits you right in the chest, and it singes the skin, and it's starting to bubble. You have what appears to be first-degree burns at the moment.
Now you're factoring the armor class, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, just checking because it hasn't been mentioned yet.
I have your all's armor classes and everything
Cool.
right in front of me.
Trust but verify.
But because
You be
some of the
burning.
attacks,
but I did 4 damage, so yay.
do not hit you. So some of the attacks did not hit. Next up, Moxie.
I'm going
Show us your
to.
Machi.
I'm going to take care of the thing that's trying to kill McNick.
Okay.
And in this case, I'm probably going to. Oh crap! I can't do that. Oh, that's not a wise idea. That's not wise. I guess I'm going to try and actually wield my sword for once. I just don't remember what its attack is, because normally I don't use it.
1d4.
1d4? Yep.
Or it's
so-
1d6, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a d6.
1d6. Yeah, it's a d6.
Alright, I will roll to hit and see if I can...
Anyone
see-
watching the stream, if I make a mistake, tell me, but otherwise, I don't really care. It's my game, so.
Mhm. Please don't be low. Well, not a crit fail, but I certainly miss.
You certainly miss. What
I
was
have a 3 on dice. That's a total of 5.
So you take a swing of your sword, and this goblin just yanks out its own blade, and it blocks it on your side, and it tries to go back in to. It goes back in to try and stab McNick again. McNick, roll a reaction check for me, please.
What is that with?
That would be on.
Dex?
Reflex save?
Yeah, that'd be your reflexes.
Where is reflex on this sheet? Nothing is where it should be.
You all see the man that was in the house with you all. He's starting to walk away, into the forest.
Oh, we're gonna want to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
Has he participated in this conflict at all?
He grabbed
Yes.
a goblin and took him into death, basically.
Ah, I must have missed that.
I don't understand. It has a section called saving throws, but it just lists my modifiers of my main
Just for right
thing.
now, do a dexterity saving throw for me.
22.
As it goes back in for the
It's a
stab.
19 on die, by the way.
Oh, okay. So as it goes back in for the stab again, you end up with all of your might. You feel a bit of inspiration, as if something inside of you, there's like this warmth that courses through your muscles. And you hear a voice, "I will save you." As it stabs, as you end up taking all of your strength and stabbing the goblin right through the neck, and blood gushes. It's this like black red blood just gushes out of its mouth and onto the blade and starts dripping toward you. And it's just the look in its eyes are fixated upon your own as it slumps over onto your chest.
Right then.
The only one that is left now is this lone goblin with
Spellcaster.
it. This lone spellcasting goblin that shirks back a little and is looking at all of you as its fallen brethren lay dead at your feet.
So intimidation is not a class or a skill of mine, but can I roll a charisma to intimidate him after that display that I just put on?
I'll allow it.
Sweet. Oh.
Hmm.
It's a 4.
It is
Goblin
not
don't give
phased.
a crap.
It is not phased whatsoever.
That was worth a shot.
It looks at you all. And it opens a little rip in the space in front of it as it disappears and is gone.
Right then.
Damn it! Needed to pay it back for ruining my shirt.
I have Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
Cure Wounds. 1d8 plus 4, and I'm going to definitely cast that on myself. How many times?
And how many
can
times a day can you use that?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
And I just realized I could have used at some point in this battle Bardic Inspiration.
I was waiting for that. I'm not going to tell it to you, though.
No, I just
I was
didn't
like,
remember,
the bard isn't going to use Bardic Inspiration? Why?
because I didn't remember that was a thing, because it doesn't work the same way in Pathfinder that it does here.
Too true,
So-
too true.
So I don't use Bardic Inspiration on a normal basis, but here it's much more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that. I was just like, oh, Bardic Inspiration, what, eh.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas here, it's, oh shit, I need to use this.
Right.
Okay, apparently I have 2 slots, so I can use it twice.
Okay. So twice daily you heal you, and do you heal anyone else?
I believe my friend Kai has taken the most damage,
Yep.
so I'm going to
I'm
use
fine.
it
I've
on...
taken
light
precisely, I think, none.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that you got hit at all, Moxie.
so I'm
Which
going
is
to use
funny,
it on
I think only because I'm immune to fire damage.
myself.
It is.
I mean, it makes sense.
Because when I rolled, you would have gotten hurt.
Well, that's
What was it?
it's 8 that I just recovered.
Negligible. Negligible right now.
That's just funny, though. It's like, seriously? Seriously? You had to go for the shirt?
So, how do I remove what's currently embedded in me while healing?
I can do that for you.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Kai, roll a d20 plus your strength mod for me.
No problem. Strength. Plus D20, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Kai grasps a hold of the crossbow bolt. What do you
You
say
might
to
want
him
to bite
as,
on a stick.
as he yanks it out? You feel tissue and blood just kind of come out with it, like a small chunk of it just comes right out as the largish crossbow bolt hole is bleeding,
Alright, so
gushing out a little bit of blood.
now I use Cure Wounds on me and recover 8 health.
You see the hole that was once there curls in, the flesh starts to curl in on itself in a circular motion as it pinches itself back together, good as new.
And now I use it on Kai.
That's impressive.
He recovers 10 health.
That's
The burns
Also
that were
impressive.
once there are just but a slight kind of, little itty
Tan.
bitty kind of a scar tissue that formed right there. The burning sensation has gone away, and the gaping laceration on your leg, you feel the skin start to mesh itself back together, good as new. You then hear off in the very close distant
I think that was our goblin dying.
Yep.
We should follow them.
Yes.
I check on the goblin that is still wheezing its last.
you go up to where this man had the goblin, and he is just pierced through this upper part right here. 2 bolts is some kind of metal, like almost kind of think like big nails, almost like a crucifix, just embedded here, and he's hanging from this tree, bleeding out.
Tell me
Damn.
what you told him, and I will make your death quick.
Long live Grobetha.
Grobetha.
And he spits blood right at your feet.
Thank you. Coup de grace. Just
Do you go in for the kill, or do you have anything else that you all are gonna try to glean out of him?
Well, if
oh,
I
he
were
didn't
not
go
a
tell us crap.
if I weren't a neutral good character, I could come up with all sorts of creative ways of torturing it until it gave us some information. But I am neutral good, and so I say, pull creature out of its misery.
And yes, longsword just to the neck, behead.
Its head slumps off of its body onto the ground, and it is very dead. The woods grow quiet as you hear faint, distant footsteps.
After him.
Woods should
Start
not be
running.
quiet, guys.
Run.
I
You
follow
all
them.
start running through the forest, and you see the tall, kind of metallic, now that you're seeing the light hit through the trees. You can see that his legs are robotic. He's slightly at a brisk pace going through this dense forest into this boggy swamp, and he comes across this cavernous hole, and he leans in toward it, and he goes inside of it.
Do we dare go down the proverbial rabbit hole?
I would love to, but I'm also very tired.
Yeah.
So I
Like-
suppose we'll stop here for the night, and then next time we go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'd say that's right.
On 1 second, let me write some stuff down.
You're good.
Mhm. Sorry, DM. I'd be lying if I said I was expecting it to not last this long. Or, I'd be lying if I didn't say I expected it to end a lot sooner. That's what I meant to say.
No, this is actually kind of a short D&D session than what I'm used to. So,
Ah.
and I've gone on. You can easily go longer than this when you get
Nah.
sucked into it.
I
but-
believe you. I was planning for 2 hours, though. My wife brought me dinner like an hour and a half ago. It's cold.
Yeah, we should wrap things up. Thank you everyone on Twitch for joining us today. We will be back. Are we doing this tomorrow, or are we going to wait until next week?
If you all want to do it tomorrow, if you're free, I'm more than happy to
We
oblige.
want to try and do it around filming, Toll?
I feel like that's a conversation for offline.
Sounds good. We'll let you guys know. Follow us on Twitter, Geeks Making. It's right there.
Uh-huh.
And we will see you all next time.
Goodbye for now, everyone.
Bye.
Farewell.